What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good today. It's Saturday morning once again, NBA All-Star Weekend. Um, you know, it'd be nice if we had a little bit more representation this weekend, but it is what it is. We got Obi Toppin in the slam dunk competition. Um, so we should be happy and thankful for that. Fix this a little bit. Excuse me. Yeah, so I mean, I'm happy for that at least. Thankful that Obi is has a chance to represent. He might bring it home. Who knows? You know what? It's up for grabs because the competition is. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit, but the competition is open. I mean, there is a one person in there who's leading the way. He's leading the pack, but anything can happen, so you never know. Um, Yeah, I mean, we got the 3-point competition. That should be interesting. There's nobody in there that you could say is definitely a clear cut winner. So that's it's that one's another anybody's game. Last night they had the Rising Stars Challenge, which I thought was pretty cool. Actually, it was different how they did it. I like that. I like it. I don't know how you guys think about it, but the fact that they did it where there was different teams, and I only saw part of it because I was doing stuff. So my assumption is that the different teams they had two two different brackets. Those teams had to play each other, and then the winner of those teams played each other to find out who's the overall winner. I think that's what happened. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I didn't honestly. I saw two games. I saw team was it Antetokounmpo? No. I think that was it. I don't know. I don't know what I saw. Sorry, that's the wrong thing. Not that. I saw Team Peyton versus Team Barry. That's what it was. And then there was something that happened earlier. That's the one I missed. But then at the end, I saw that I think I saw Bain and Halliburton getting a trophy of some sort. So I don't know. Maybe I missed part of it, but I still thought it was cool. I thought the way they set it up was dope. And they play till 50, so you don't have to wait there for this whole, and there's a time limit. I mean, there's a limit. They play to 50, so I thought that was cool. I mean, I don't know if do they have something like that for the All-Star game where there's a limit if you hit a certain amount of points. Is it 50, 150? I think. Anyway, I thought that was dope. I didn't see anything else. I don't know if there was anything else to see because, like I said, I turned it on kind of late. Fortunately, thanks to my man John, he blessed me because I don't have TNT, so he looked out for me. It's crazy. I can't believe I don't have cable. I pay for this freaking Fubo or Fobo, whatever the hell you want to call it, package, and they don't have TNT. I mean, what the hell is going on, right? What's happening here, folks? Anyway, so I'm hoping that today is one of those days. And actually, sorry, I don't want to be rude, but if you guys see me on my phone, I'm just kind of, whoa, not expecting that. I'm just kind of reaching out to some people because today I hope that we'll have a couple different people joining us, new faces that maybe you haven't seen in a while on this channel, or maybe you've never seen on this channel. Because it's NBA All-Star Weekend, I'm hoping they jump in and we get a little different look for today, a little different takes. So that'll be dope if I can pull that off. Because I know a lot of people got stuff going on, and then people work all week. They got their own stuff that they got to take care of. And then you get the weekend, you want to relax and rest. You may want to jump on and watch. Still, Knicks fans know the ledge, but you may not want to jump on and be talking. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I think this show is going to be it could turn into something jam-packed, with some interesting stuff happening, or it could just be another really good show. Hopefully you guys enjoy it with us. You know what I mean? We are the ones who are the fans. We're the ones who bring the excitement. We bring the joy. We bring the content. You know what I mean? The fans are what provides that extra spark to the game. So I hope things turn out to be another great Saturday for all of us. You know what I mean? I think it should be pretty cool. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that being said, hold on. I got to do this, right? Got to have the cup of Joe or Joanne. I just want to be, open to everybody, just saying. Okay. Now that was good. Now we can get it cracking right after this. Right, party people. All right, let's see here. Salute to the chat. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in as always. It's beautiful to wake up every day. It's very nice to wake up on a nice Saturday, morning, going into the afternoon. I know we're in a tough place as Knicks fans, but it can get better. It can get better. I'm not saying it will get better, but it can get better. It's kind of all about what you expect, what you hope for. The thumbnail on the show is what to expect in the second half of the season. We're definitely going to talk about that. And the other thing is it's what to expect. And then what are your expectations? What would you like to see? I've seen, surprisingly enough, I've seen a lot of different takes about what people hope for the Knicks in the second half. I didn't. Some things I was surprised that I saw, because I think how poorly they've played for a lot of the season, and like where we are in the standings, and then just how some of these other teams stack up. Some of what people said was kind of surprising. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit. I just, but as I've said in the past, that goes to the Knicks fan. Knicks fans, all fans are like that, but I'm saying the Knicks fan in particular, they have a lot of different expectations, man. They want to see a lot of different things. And sometimes, it doesn't matter how good or how bad a team is performing. They still expect certain things from that team. So it is what it is. Anyway, salute to the chat. What's going on, y'all? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. And thank you for those who are watching that may not put your comments and stuff in the chat. Appreciate y'all as well. Walter Blackman Jr., I love your podcast. Virginia in the house by the way of South Bronx. All right, nice. What's going on, Walter Blackman Jr.? Appreciate you. The Ron Wayne is in the building. Good morning, Ron. Yes, good morning to you, brother. Good morning to you. DSJ is in the building. Delano Steele Jr. Salute to everyone in the chat. Salute, brother. Appreciate you. Delano said Obi Toppin can have all 50s and still get robbed like last year. Would you have it any other way? I mean, he's a Knick, right? So, what we need is from my man. We need this guy. Oh, hold on. We need this guy to come back. In the worst way, brother. In the worst way. Sorry. Stretch out my damn jersey. What the hell's wrong with me? What am I thinking? Apologize. RJ, excuse me, man. Excuse me. I'll never let that happen again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. RJ deserves better. Eddie's in the house. What's going on, Eddie? DSJ thought the Rising Stars challenge was cool. Yeah. Black University's in the house. Salute. Josh, aka Uncle Fulio, is in the building. What's going on, Josh? Eddie said, "Do I think McBride or Grimes should have been there? And if so, who's out?" That's a good question. That's a good question. No. No, I can't say that either one of them should have been there, only because they don't play enough and they don't have any kind of like big statistical benefit to make a case that they should be out there. Yes, as Knicks fans, we know what McBride might be able to provide, but he hasn't had any chance to show it, right? And then Grimes, who has had a chance to show it, just hasn't had a chance to show it early. It's too late. You know what I mean? He's been getting really good minutes now, and his game is speaking for itself. He's a good basketball player. He's really good defensively. I mean, he has his moments, but he's young. He's still like I said before. When it comes to defense, guys need time to adjust to the NBA, but they also need time to learn the opponent's patterns. Every time they play a different person, they got to learn what that person likes and get used to it. And superstars or stars in the league, stuff like that, those guys are going to kill you because they're stars. They know exactly, they don't matter who's guarding them. They know how to get their buckets. And so, it's one of those situations where a guy like Grimes just needs to learn his matchups and learn, how to go up against certain players, what they like. He's going to get beat, and then he'll learn from that. Next time he plays that person, well, okay, I know what he did last. Like if the Knicks were to play the Nets today, and he were to be guarding, excuse me, Cam Thomas, he's going to have a different look for Cam Thomas, and he's going to be up on Cam Thomas and definitely playing that fall away that Cam Thomas likes. So if you notice, I don't want to say that I'm a good defensive person. I don't know, but I'm saying Cam does something right before he does his little fall away shot. And Grimes got to see that firsthand. And if he couldn't really see it because it was happening and he was doing it to him, that's what tape is for. So now I'm sure Grimes knows what he likes to do and when he can expect that fall away to happen because of what Cam does. So, like I said, if they were to play right now, I would expect Grimes to do a much better job against them. Just how it is. That's, it's life. You got to learn from your mistakes. So it would be cool, if they could be in maybe. So the Rising Stars is a combination of rookies and sophomores, if I'm not mistaken, right? So maybe Grimes and McBride can be in there next year, which is all I want. I just want them to have a shot, and I think next year they should get a shot. Delano Steele said they had an additional skills challenge for Rising Stars and Desmond. Okay, that's what it was. I'm sorry. And I apologize. I don't want to give anybody wrong information. Like I said, I missed a lot of it. I just caught bits and pieces. I was doing something. I just thank John, my brother at arms, still Knicks fans, for giving me the opportunity to watch it. Because, like I said, I don't know what's going on. So, yeah, Desmond Bain and Tyrese Halliburton won as a tandem. Got it. Deron Wayne says, get Sling TV. It has ESPN and TNT and costs less. True. But you know what? This is the reason why I got Fubo. I don't even know how to say this damn thing. It's Fubo? I don't know. Whatever. Fubo? Whatever. You get it. You know what it is. Reason why I got that is because its actual package overall has a lot of stuff I do like to see and the family likes to see. And it has a pretty good sports package. I mean, I'm a Met fan. I got SNY. I'm a Knicks fan. I got MSG. You know what I mean? So, and some of these other stations other packages don't offer as much sports channels as Fubo or Fobu does. I don't have the Yes Network, but I'm not a Yankee fan. But that's still kind of whack to me. I mean, that's kind of whack. Whatever. What is this? We're gonna block you. You're out of here. Karen Fung is in the building. What's going on, Karen? Good to see you. The Nick of Time show. What up? What up? What's good, bro? Hopefully you're doing all right. And listen, man, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, bro. I know you don't usually pop on other people's shows, but if you want to pop on today, I mean, I would definitely welcome having you, man, because today this is All-Star Weekend. So why not have all-star podcasters on? You know what I mean? You know, even if it's like 10, 20 minutes, you know, a little time to chop it up, you know, the floor is open. So I just want to, you know, make that known, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, I ain't never doing that again, bro. RJ deserves way better. There's other jerseys that you might want to stretch, you might want to tear up, rip up, shred, light on fire. You know what I mean? But RJ's cool. I ain't mess with that no more, DSJ. My fault. Stafford Don, what's going on, Stafford Don? Eddie Alvarez, core Knicks that we should build with RJ, Grimes, Mitch, Obi, Cam, second tier, Deuce, and quickly. I'm not mad at it. I like it. And by the way, guys, if you haven't already seen Stafford Don, you know, he's a big contributor to the Blorange Tears family. But I wanted to make sure you guys know, if you don't know, he has a show on the Blorange Tears Network on Sundays, usually around 4 o'clock. It's the NBA one-on-one. That's him and my man Soulfinger. So definitely check them out if you haven't done so already. Frederick said, can't we sim to the end of the season? Listen, if this was 2K, I would have simmed a long time ago, bro. I would have reset. I would have started this whole damn thing over. I do some wild stuff in 2K. I haven't done it in a while because I've been busy with stuff like this. But when I used to play 2K heavy, I would do some wild things, man. Listen, that Knicks team will look crazy. You don't want to see the players I had on that Knicks team. You'd be like, what? That ain't right. Listen, I used to do stuff like have the best rookies in the league on the Knicks, but just have all rookies and get everybody else out of there. Fun times. Whatever. Alan Alford, what's going on? Good to see you. I didn't even know that. That is crazy. Yo, what is Tom Thibodeau doing, man? That's wild. What do you think about the stats that came out that Randall played 325 minutes more than anyone in the NBA? That is bananas. We're at the end of the first half of the season. That is bananas. Yo, Tibbs is wild, man. I don't know, guys. Listen, I know a lot of people have this thing about Tibbs and they don't want to, you know, we had a lot of dysfunction. We don't want to keep going up and down and keep switching coaches and paying coaches. We're still paying coaches and all this stuff. First off, it's not our money. That's one. If Dolan can pay these coaches, he can pay administration with his money, and it doesn't do too much harm to our player personnel, what we're trying to do as far as a team and a roster, then, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I know it looks crazy, but when you make poor decisions, you have to suffer the consequences. And sometimes you want to right the ship before you make it even worse. You know, back in the day when Dolan first took over from his father, if he would have done things a little quicker, maybe things wouldn't have been as bad. You know what I mean? Maybe if he would have pulled the trigger a little quicker and brought in some good basketball personnel earlier, maybe we wouldn't be here now. Maybe we would have already had a team that has a perennial winning culture with good players and a foundation where we could just plug and play. I've said too much. You guys know where I'm going. I'm sorry. This coffee's good. Anyway, yeah, so Big Shiesty is in the building. What's going on, Big Shiesty? Hinton Murphy is in the building. What's going on? Oh, man. My man, Uncle Freezy is in the building. What's going on, brother? Yo, you was rocking, all day yesterday, man. You rocked early. Should I say you rocked in the afternoon for a while? Then you took a break and you rocked at night. And you didn't, you was going to get off and you started rocking for another hour or so. I don't know, man. You're doing a lot and you're under the weather. Guys, if you don't appreciate Uncle Freezy and the Blorange Tears Network, you know, for anything other than the fact that this guy gives his all, no matter if he's feeling good or not, he's always trying to push out content because he thinks that's what the fans deserve and that's what the fans need. So you got to respect this man. He don't even sleep and he works. And he's got a family. You know what I mean? sometimes we do too much, but that's the only way we know how to do it, right? I appreciate you, brother. Rome Far Rock, what's going on, fam? Appreciate you. And let me open this up. Let me just read these couple real quick. Brooklyn Buddha, what's going on? What's going on? Denny's Mind, salute. Pudge Nice is in the building. What's going on? Let me put this in the put that in the chat. So yeah, so I'm hoping that you know, we'll be able to do some musical chairs at some point, because I'm hoping that some people will be able to jump in and jump out, you know, and show their love today, and we'll chop it up a little bit. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where that goes. Oh, damn. I wonder how long he's been waiting, man. I was just about to talk about my brother, and look, I put the link and he just popped up. My bad, bro. I don't know how long you've been there. Let me get my man in here, man. Oh, shoot. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Yo,
All-Star Weekend. We in here.
How long you been waiting there, man?
Hey, listen, I like to hear your intro. You know, I like that you give everybody, you know, props for coming in and joining us on the chat. I think that's dope. I didn't want to shift it around and change it just because I'm here today. So
I got you. All right. Ashley Inc. 1 is in the building. What's going on? Geraldine McIver is in the building. She's a still Nick fanner for life, man. She's got the mantle. Let me get my brother in here, man. This guy don't know how to sleep and rest. He don't know how to drink tea. He don't know how to gargle with warm salt and water. Get him in here real quick. Yo, look at him. Look at him.
There he goes.
Hard at work. Look, I shocked him. What's going on, brother?
What's good? Hey, what's good, fellas? How y'all today?
Good, man.
Chilling. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm all right, man. I'm excited for y'all joint, man. I love this Saturday morning joint, man. This right here is fire, bro.
Yeah, Rob, we holding it down.
Yeah, man. Yo, and that intro, yo.
You like that? Appreciate it. Yeah, man. That's a combination of me learning how to edit and John's ideas. John tells me what to do, and I got to do it. So,
yo,
this is a democracy, not a dictatorship.
What's going on, everybody? RC Creatives in the building. Look at this guy. Staffadan.
Blessed morning. Top of the morning. Blessed to Ron and John, the two all-stars. Blessed, you know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all all-stars.
Hey,
it's all-star weekend, so y'all all-stars. Look. One in the blue and one in the black.
You know,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Because this you know, is significant for us because we Knicks fans and everything's black and blue right now. So this is why we did it. You know what I mean?
Bruises.
That's what's up. Uncle Freezy, what's good, my brother?
Hey, Staffadan, I got something for you later.
All right, bless. All right, what's cooking, fellas? What's cooking? Let's get it cooking.
Well, yeah, man. So I'm hoping it looked like we got another brother trying to get in here, but maybe he'll, you know, his device ain't connected right now. He'll come back. Anyway, yeah, man. So, you know, I'm happy Saturday. I'm glad everybody's doing okay. I'm hoping, Freezy, you feeling a little better today? I hope so.
I'm an Android, bro. I'm a freaking machine. I'm a Knicks machine, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yo,
freaking robot, bro.
Yeah,
you Max Headroom out here.
Yeah, I just unplugged from the charging station, and I'm good to go, bro.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you.
All right. Well, listen, guys, we're gonna you know, chop it up about a whole bunch of different things. Definitely, it's NBA All-Star Weekend. So before we get into any like Knick talk, I wonder how'd y'all feel about first. Oh, well, before I do that, thank you to my man John once again, bro. Because I don't know if y'all know, I'm on a TNT strike. My package don't offer TNT, so if the Knicks play on TNT, I am negativo. I can't watch anything. So John blessed me yesterday. Appreciate you, brother. So I was able to catch a little of the Rising Stars game. I missed some other stuff. I didn't even know who won stuff at the end. But I thought it was pretty cool. What y'all think about the Rising Stars game? Maybe you know, Freezy, did you have a chance to watch it?
It's weird, man. So
DSJ, what up?
DSJ is in the building. What's good?
What's going on? Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to the panel.
Salute.
Appreciate you.
Salute.
Blessings, brother.
Tap face. El Servi. All right, I'm hyped. Go ahead, Freezy. I'm sorry.
Yo, so I didn't watch it. I was actually working on some production stuff, right? I'm working on like trying to tighten up some stuff, man. But my girl was watching it. Miss Mocha was watching it. She was like, "Yo, did you see that?" Like running in the room and all kind of stuff. And I'm like, "Nah, I ain't seen nothing." She's like, "Yo, what kind of basketball fan are you?" Yeah, so I'm like, "Hey, I'm excited and disappointed at the same time because I ain't watching the joint." But if any, like the ladies, bro, if you got a lady that loves sports, man, then you got somebody. Like if she can tell you, if like she came in the room and was like the other night, she was like, "Yo, Cam Thomas is killing us." I was like, "How you know who Cam Thomas is?" I'm lucky, bro. I'm fortunate.
Yo, hey,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
just as long as she ain't rooting against you. You know what I mean? Against your team, you good.
Yeah.
Oh no, John.
If she was going, Cam Thomas is killing you. Look what's up.
She'll rag me. She'll rag me. She'll be like, "Yo, we losing. Get the ball to Randall," and we just laugh because if we know if we lose and we get the ball to Randall, it's already over. So that's like our little inside joke. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't get to watch it. My girl watched it though, and I can hear it. But I really don't get into that. Not to be, you know what I'm saying, rain on the parade, but this stuff right here, it just I generally don't watch it, man, because it reminds me of how bad my team is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, let me just take this time off and just recharge my batteries, get in the docking station.
I got you.
So, but I will watch Obi tonight though.
Yeah, we gotta stand up and salute for our man Obi. You know, let him get his just due, man. Tonight he better show and prove, but it ain't gonna be easy anyway. Right. Staffer, were you able to see it?
Yeah, I was actually at a bar watching it for a little bit, and kind of came home and rushed home to see the at the end. But it was interesting. A lot of mixed. It had a lot of G League players mixed into the teams. Right. I like the young kids. It was sophomores against
rookies, right?
Right. Yeah. So it was interesting. I seen a lot of the rookies. I seen a lot of the sophomores do their thing. One of the highlights for me was Cade and Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain, he in the first game he played really good. Jalen Green, he was just shooting it from out there. He had some good threes. He did a windmill. That was real nice. What's his name? The kid from Magic. The little dude, the point guard. What's his name again?
Suggs.
No, not Suggs.
Oh, Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony, yeah.
Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony.
Yeah, he showed he had a little hop. So I'm looking to see what he's gonna do in the dunk contest because he had a little dunk. So I'm like two of them. So I want to see what he's gonna do. But overall, man, it was nice to show what the young kids got. You know what I mean? The league is going to be in good hands, you know, and shout out to Cade. He was the MVP of the Barry team.
Right.
He made a clutch three. You know what I mean? So to bring back his team. So, you know, these are good. You know, in both games he came out aggressive, looked good, you know, but he had other guys that was looking good also too. So overall it was all right. It was all right. I can't complain.
All right, okay. What about you, DSJ?
Best moment was the skills challenge between Scotty Barnes and Tyrese Maxey missing the
I didn't see it live, but they've been killing. Yo, that's crazy.
Best moment. Oh man, nah, but seriously, nah, it was exciting. Of course you like to see the innovation. This nice little mix up. You know what I'm saying? It was good that they also included the G League Ignite players. So you get an opportunity to see some of the guys and what they bring to the table. So overall it was a good, exciting evening. Everything was competitive, so it wasn't like blowouts or anything like that. All of the games were close. I enjoyed the Peyton versus Barry contest. It was a pretty good, little back and forth between Cade and LaMelo Ball. That game ended with Jayshawn Tate driving for the winning layup. And, that was cool. Outside of that, I saw the skills challenge with Tyrese Halliburton and Desmond Bain.
Okay.
Tyrese carried Desmond Bain basically up until the very last shot, literally the last shot. And it just made me extremely sad that this guy is not on our team, and we've had not one but two opportunities to get him.
Oh, you poor thing. You poor baby,
you, brother.
It broke my heart.
Leon Rose don't care, bro. He don't care nothing about your feelings, bro.
He don't. Listen. He treat me like he treat everybody else, man. You know what I'm saying? He's sleeping on the job. So
yeah, with a sandwich in his lap. Yeah.
It's a tough time, man. It's a tough time. What about you, John? What did you get a chance to take a look at it?
Yeah, I watched most of it. I started the day watching the celebrity game, which was a disappointment. Like, I didn't know half of those celebrities. Maybe I'm getting too old.
But I know you've seen that block, though. I know you've seen that block.
I did. I seen the block. I seen a couple of dunks. But I didn't know much. I didn't really know much of the celebrities out there. So I was like, I'm confused. I don't know who are these people. And the person who won the, I guess the MVP was somebody from Peloton, right? Which is cool for him. I just didn't know who he was. Maybe I need to start working out more or something like that. I don't know. But it was weird. I was like, who are these people? But then, and I agree with DSJ, and all of you guys have talked about, the excitement for these new young players, because I think and I like what they did with the G League, bringing them in, because then you get an idea of who's out there and who may be for grabs in the future. So I really enjoyed seeing some kids you don't get an opportunity to see, on a regular. But then you look at the kids that are in the NBA, you can tell just off top, they're just top notch, right? You can see the separation when you look at the way Achimura was playing, you know what I mean? And, players like Kate Cunningham and, even Cole Anthony, they were putting on a show. So it was fun to watch, man. I like this. I wish some of our Knicks players were there, but again, they were chosen by these, by the coaching staff, right? Of each team.
You poor thing, John.
I know, you know what I mean? But it's all good, man. I think we'll be there next year, though. What do you think? I think Grimes will get an opportunity.
I think so.
At the very least, Grimes.
Because Grimes is Klay Thompson Jr. Just like Uncle Freezy is 100% right 100% of the time. Ron is right when he says Grimes is Klay Thompson Jr. Right. But guys, if you haven't seen it, what DSJ was talking about, Freezy, and maybe you haven't seen it, but the replays are starting to run rampant. In that skills competition, there's a moment. I don't know who Scotty Barnes' partner was, Delano.
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey plays for Philly.
Oh man, that was crazy, dude. It was one of those things, and I haven't watched the skills competition in a while, but apparently, like, a player has to hit a shot from the outside, and then the other one has to hit a close shot. Scotty Barnes was the one under the basket. He could not buy a close bucket. Like, it was just going back and forth, and Maxey was hitting from the outside, and Scotty couldn't hit a 2-foot shot. It was wild. It's pretty funny, but Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool, and I like that they are trying their best to make it more exciting by changing up the lineups and stuff and making it different. And I like where they're going, but I think one of the things they really need to do is what John has pointed to. John said this a long time ago. He just reiterated it this week about the dunk competition. They should really think about having those professional dunkers play against NBA dunkers, because those dudes will put on a show.
Yeah,
and I think that'll be interesting, man. That'll take it to the next level. But then again, I think that it's just the Tibbs factor. I think they worry that those professional dunkers will make it so nobody wants to see the NBA players dunks, because those dudes, they take it. It's crazy.
They take it there.
Yeah. But anyway, so today we've got the 3-point challenge and the dunk competition. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now on Wednesday or Thursday's show, we talked about the participants for the 3-point competition and the dunk competition. I'm gonna read off the dunk competition guys real quick, see what you guys think, because I know them off the top of my head, but I do not remember all of the 3-point guys. I'm gonna have to look that up, so I'm cheating right now. So in the dunk competition, you got Obi Toppin, you got Cole Anthony. I don't know what that's about, but Cole Anthony might surprise us. You got your man from Houston, who I think is going to be the winner, Jalen Green. And then you got the dude from the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Juan Toscano Anderson.
Yeah.
Juan Toscano Anderson. With a name like that, if he's not making Colombian coffee, then he should be in the dunk competition. No? Huh? Don't you want some coffee from Juan Toscano Anderson?
He's gonna win he's gonna win the championship. Watch. Just because you said that.
I mean, and just for people out there, politically correct. That's not a racial joke. I just think that works. My wife's from Latin descent. It's cool. I got a pass, right? That's what they say.
Sure.
I'm gonna say you get a pass. You're gonna have to talk to Jose about that.
Anyway, what do you guys think of that lineup? And don't be homers. I know everybody can point to Obi. He's our guy, but who do you think will really have the best chance of winning this slam dunk competition? And I'm not saying that for betting purposes, but tell me your pick. So let's go, Uncle. Well, I don't know. Let's go with DSJ since you spoke.
Obi's a dunker. He's like that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, look at what he's shown you this last year. You know what I mean? He pulled out some packages, and it was very exciting. Again, overall, it was a highway robbery. I think everybody can agree to that except the TNT analysts. But overall, I expect the same thing. I expect them to get robbed again, the same way they did Aaron Gordon. And I hate to say that because, again, it's just the stigma of the Knicks. I expect every negative comment to be made about the Knicks while he's dunking. I think Juan Toscano Anderson's going to be the one to pull it off with the win. And people are going to be like, how did that happen? So.
Right.
You could be right. I mean, but I was watching some Juan Toscano Anderson highlights yesterday just to see, what he was about. And I don't know. His dunks are very vanilla. I don't know. I don't see it. Anyway, John, what do you think?
You already know. I don't think Obi's going to win. I didn't think he won it last year, to be honest. I was on the side of TNT. I just think with a guy like Obi, he's 6'9". You need to bring a little bit of extra. It seemed like all of the dunks seemed a little too easy for him. Maybe he should have lifted the rim up a little bit and give him a little bit more, opportunity to get some more lift. Maybe that would have been more exciting. Maybe bring it up to 12 versus dunking on a 10-foot rim. But I don't see him winning this one. I think it's either going to be a surprise individual like a Cole Anthony, who will, show some springs that people haven't seen in the regular season, or it's going to be Jalen Green, who is sort of the front runner, I think.
What about you, Uncle Freezy?
So I'm kind of mixed. I think Obi Toppin is built for this because he certainly is not an NBA player, right? This dunk contest thing is right up his alley, right? Obi definitely is not an NBA player, right? So this dunk contest thing suits all his natural skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think though what he has to do is not try to do the little guy dunks, because big guys, when they do little guy dunks, they don't look the same. What he has to do is do the big guy dunks like Aaron Gordon, jump over the mascot, do a lot of contortion that you can't do. You know, the power dunks don't win as often as much nowadays. People like the finesse contortion dunks. So if he can do, there was a dunk that Aaron Gordon did, and I'm not saying copycat, right?
Right.
But Aaron Gordon jumped over the mascot, took the ball underneath his legs, and dunked with the opposite hand, right? Obi's gonna have to do something like along in that pipeline, because if he just tries to do some of the little guy dunks, it's just gonna look like normal dunks to everybody, even though it's not. You know, it's like the years when Nate Robinson beat Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard had to go way above and beyond because he's a bigger human being. I think that's what Obi's gonna have to do. Obi's gonna, like John said, he's gonna have to dunk on a 12-foot rim or something, you know what I'm saying, show that he is an elite leaper. Overall, though, I think Jalen Green is going to win it, right? Because guys like that, 6'4", with like 46-inch verticals, they don't come along every day. So they do stuff, and it looks to the human eye to be amazing. So I'm picking Jalen Green, but it saddens me that the Knicks can't even win during All-Star Weekend. So if Obi loses during All-Star Weekend, I'm gonna jump out the window, bro. How do you lose? How do you lose in exhibition games? You can't even win an exhibition. What's going on, bro? Knicks fans would be sad.
I hear you. You ain't lying, man. We gotta be able to. We used to be able to take that in the past, you know, if nothing else. What you think, Stafford Don?
I just want to be entertained, man. I'm tired of all these regular dunks. I don't want to see no between the legs dunk. I want to see something different. I want to be entertained. So I'm going in with no favorites. I want to see creativity. I want to see hops. I'm just looking for a good dunk contest, because the last few dunk contests was kind of
vanilla.
Yes, as you could say. So I am looking to be entertained. As I say, I want to see something different. I want to see creativity. So from all four. So I'm not going to be no homer with Obi. I'm not going to be the favorite with Jalen. Toscano, I don't know what this Toscano Anderson kid, and Cole Anthony kind of surprised me last night with 2 dunks. So I want to see what he could come with. I want to see if he gonna jump over Spud Webb or something like that. So it's gonna be interesting. So I'm looking for the entertainment factor.
Right. And if I may just introduce something just real quick, one of the best dunk contests I've seen was Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
And we have those 2 type players in this dunk contest in Obi Toppin and Jalen Green. So if these guys just go all in, then we might see one of the best dunk contests ever. But it's up to Obi. It's up to Obi to push the envelope, because Jalen Green can walk away with this thing. Jalen Green is the most athletic dude, not only in this dunk contest, but potentially in the league. Jalen Green, right?
Right.
So if this dude just whips out some 50s early, it might be a snooze fest. But if Obi can push him, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do something like for instance, one of the greatest dunks I've ever seen was Vince Carter from the free throw line with 2 hands. Vince Carter jumped from the free throw line and dunked it with 2 hands. And the previous greatest dunkers before him, Dr. J and Michael Jordan, did it. Well, Dr. J did it one hand, Statue of Liberty. Michael Jordan did it one hand, cocked it back at the rim and dunked it. Vince Carter took off with one hand and dunked it with two hands. Can we see somebody? Can we see Jalen Green jump from the free throw line with 2 feet and 2 hands? Something. Yeah. So,
well, I tell you, one guy who did do it, and he was a part of the Knicks at the time, was Mr. James Flight White. He did take off with 2 hands, and it looked nice, man. I was watching it was it 2 days ago, and how he kicks his legs when he got up, and then it looked like he rose even more when he did that. It's all about perception too. If you know how to do you know how to play the game. Jordan talked about that a while ago. It looks like he flies because he knows how to kick his legs, and it looks like he's taking off and getting higher. If you know how to do that, that helps.
That's why you don't necessarily see in Obi's dunk package. Like, you don't see him really, getting that extra air. It almost like he uses his height and it gets him, above the rim, of course. But it's weird because he can go up with so much speed and power, but it doesn't look to the eye like the first dunk. And then when you start missing dunks early, that takes away the energy. You know what I mean? I want to see the first round. Like, no, I don't want to see anyone missing dunks. You know what I mean? Like, you should be practicing that one dunk, to start yourself off, because that's what made Vince Carter so great. Like, he barely missed, if he missed at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, every dunk was legit.
Right. And if Obi go between his legs one more time, Obi, you can't go between your legs on every dunk, bro.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. That between the legs thing is kind of dead now. And the windmill, everybody's doing the windmill. So I want to see something different.
You gotta combine the two, right? You gotta windmill. You gotta do the reverse through the legs windmill type of thing in order to get anyone excited.
Something.
Obi
I want to like jump out the TV or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Obi should take a page out of Jason Richardson's book. Like, if you got your go-to finishing dunk, at least make the lead up to the dunk different. Right? You remember Jason Richardson used to do the between the leg dunk. That was the between the leg finish. But what he would do is, instead of going one way, what he would do is go the other way and then reverse it. Yeah. So if that's your go-to, just finish it different, man. That's all.
Yeah.
So listen, I like it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I hope that Obi steps up to the plate, because if he's known for dunking and last year he got robbed, he should be like, I'm coming out with all types of crazy stuff. I might break my back on this one. No, hopefully he doesn't, what I mean? But like, you got to get wild with it and do some good stuff. Go ahead, DSJ.
No, I was just gonna say, I know how the Cole Anthony's gonna win the dunk contest. What he's gonna do is he's gonna have a nod to the old Orlando Magic by bringing out Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson's going to shoot a free throw, miss it like he did in the 95 finals, and Cole Anthony's going to catch the ball and dunk it. And it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Superman's in the building.
Is Pat Ewing going to miss a finger roll and Obi going to clean it up in that same game?
Oh, my God.
Pat Ewing out there missed a finger roll, and then Obi just come and clean it up.
I would have said for DSJ, for that Cole Anthony, you would have had his father under the rim, getting dunked on.
That would be.
That is, that's what I just said. That's earlier with the Red comment. You know what I mean? It might
he
just
should do that in a 3-point contest. What he should do is push his pops down and catch the ball and shoot it the way Reggie Miller did.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that would be
heartbreakers.
That's some unfortunate, tough stuff right there. Like, you guys, man, you guys are the worst.
I
love it. He is the worst, because I remember that finger roll like if it was yesterday, bro. Oh my God. Sorry.
Hey, man, it's okay, man. Look, we're here for we got to stick together, man. It's tough.
That's the one
this episode of Knicks and Bruises.
Right. This changed quick.
Uncle Feezy drove from Jersey just to go curse out Patrick Ewing after that missed layup attempt.
Right.
It's a shame.
And I meant it too.
I had to go to
every
school
negative word.
Day. I had to go to school after that day and face the facts, bro. Yo, I got roasted, bro. I'll never forget. Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry. And kids will never let you forget, because I remember I had the Patrick Ewing jersey about 2 weeks before that situation happened, and every kid laughed at me like I was wearing it that same day.
Oh my goodness.
That's rough, bro. That's rough. Well, listen,
Freezy, thank you for bringing up the memories. Thank you.
yeah, look, like, yeah, Freezy knows how to, stoke the fire, and the dude's got a memory like an elephant, man. He don't freaking forget anything.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go in the room and cry in a few minutes.
Is it too early to drink?
So, that brings us to the 3-point contest where we have no participants, but maybe that's a good thing. Although it kind of makes me wonder, like, actually, I know he was back in the day, but I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't do it anymore, but whatever. Like, Fournier's been in it in the past, I believe, because I think I remember seeing him back in the day. But so the participants for the 3-point contest are Fred VanVleet, Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard, Zach Levine, CJ McCollum, Patty Mills, Carl Anthony Towns, and Trey Young. Sorry, Rayford Trey Young. I his mama named him Clay. I'm gonna name him Clay. All right. So, what do you guys think? How about you, Stafford Don? Who do you think might be able to take home the 3-point contest?
I'm going with the Clipper kid because he has the highest 3-point percentage out of all of them. I think it's 42 point something. And I think C. McCollum and somebody is the lowest at 37 point something. So I'm going with Kennard, with Cleveland, with the favorite, and my sleeper might be Desmond Bain. So that's my 2 right there.
Okay. Well, what about you, DSJ?
3J McCullum. He's going back home. He's gonna win the 3-point contest.
Okay. All right. Uncle Freezy.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Look at this.
Listen, for real. No, I'm going with Cat because his shot is built for something like this. Because bigs don't get a lot of legs, don't put a lot of legs into their shot. They're mostly skip high arc shooters. And when you got the time clock going, you know what I'm saying? All these dudes that are jumping real high, getting lift on their shot, all this stuff. By the time they get to a certain round, you notice these dudes be gassed. But a big, that's just a normal shot. Just catch it and shuffle forward with, you know what I'm saying, with arc and touch. I'm just thinking like for instance, who do you think is the better 3-point shooter in a 3-point contest, Larry Bird or Reggie Miller? Reggie Miller got height and extension on his shot. So over the course of the time clock going, by the time you get to round 2 or round 3, that thing wear you out, right? First thing they do is grab a towel and get it ready, like, oh my God, man, I'm glad this thing over. I'm glad I won. But Larry Bird couldn't jump over a newspaper. But the way that he shoots benefited him in a contest like that. It's the reason why, like for instance, who would in a contest like this, who would you pick, Clay or Steph? Like I would pick Clay. In a 3-point in a thing like this. Now in a game, I would pick Steph. But in a 3-point contest, I would pick Clay. And that's the reason why I picked Carl Anthony Towns, because I think the way his shot form, basically he's cut out to win stuff like this. Because bigs don't close out on bigs like that at the 3-point line, like guards close out on guards at the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? So
that's actually a good point, though. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he doesn't have to jump, he just grabs and shoots, while other people have that. Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And so the winner is not the winner in the first round, but if you're talking about winning the total contest, you're talking about advancing from round to round to round, and how much effort you put into getting your shot off. Then I pick Carl Anthony Towns. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is bigs running from station to station. That might be the thing that might get them. But in terms of exertion on the shot itself, I think now the little dudes are going to be in shape. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is in terms of getting the shot off repetitively, I'll pick Carl Anthony Towns. Plus, the dude can flat out shoot it too. Don't forget that he's a good shooter. He's not just like, it's not like you put Mitchell Robinson in the 3-point contest. Cat can shoot.
All Oh, okay, all right. Freezy with the wild card pick. I like it though.
Yeah,
What do you think, John?
That's a nice wild card pick. I would see it the same way as Freezy. Seeing it. The only thing with Cat, when I look at his shot, it takes him a long time to deliver it. When he comes from the bottom up, it takes a long time to deliver. So I don't know if he's going to end up. I'm sure he'll hit a lot of those shots, but I don't know if he'll end the final round with enough time left on the shot clock. So
I got you.
That's the way I see it, because he has a long delivery. But
so you said so he'll start rushing shots towards the end?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe. I mean, it depends on if he hits that last, because the last shot is 2 points, right? So if he hits
if he's hitting the money ball or whatever,
the money ball, he may not have to worry about rushing, but you never know. I'm gonna go with the favorite, of course, is Rayford. Rayford he's the one who shoots it the most. He's not gonna get tired because that's what he does on a regular. And I think he's been there before, so I'm sure he's gonna want to, catch one. He wants to get one title under his belt before, he continues his season. So I'm going with Rayford.
Okay, and once again, chat, y'all don't know, Trae Young's, legal name is Rayford Trae Young. So when we say Rayford, that's who we're talking about, right?
Rayford DeBarge? I thought his last name was DeBarge. It was DeBarge, man. I didn't know. I'm just trying to be respectful, bro. I thought he was DeBarge. El Chico and Rayford. That's what I thought.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know, man. Gotta respect people.
Watch it when you say Chico name. Chico cut you, bro. Chico.
Yeah, I
Chico be out there violent.
Yeah, Chico don't play. Yeah. So I actually, it's funny, and I didn't think anybody else would pick who I picked, but DSJ, man, I also picked CJ McCollum, and I know CJ McCollum hasn't fared well in the past in these competitions, but I just have a feeling that CJ is going to bring it home. I don't know why. If I'm not really a betting man, so if I had to put money on it, I wouldn't do that. But I still feel like CJ McCollum is the guy. We'll see. But what I would really like to see, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Clay win the 3-point competition?
Right? Yeah, he won it.
He won.
Didn't Steph win a 3-point competition?
He won.
You see where I'm going?
Reggie did too, so did Bird. They all won.
So what I would like to see, and I think the easiest way to do it is take the top scores. So if you could take I don't know how many people you want to put in the competition, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, but whatever that number is, say it's 8, take the top historical 3-point competition finalists, the winners, and bring them all back. If they can shoot, you don't want to bring back, Craig Hodges, but guys who could still get the ball in the rim. I would love to see that. Even if
my money's on Craig Hodges, I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if Steve Kerr, because Steve Kerr can still shoot. Even if he just said, for the hell of it, let me go up against my 2 young guys right here. That would be dope. I think that would be pretty cool if they did that. But whatever, that's just me. Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. And I don't even care to talk about the All-Star game. I could care less. I probably won't even watch it. I know I know that's the craziest thing. The All-Star game is what it's really all about, and I could care less. So, but I would say that one good thing, and this has been the past, I don't know, 10 or 12 All-Star games. They do play well in that fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, it gets real. So I don't mind watching in the fourth, but I don't need to watch those first 3 quarters. It's just not for me. Yeah. Anyway, guys, so now that we got all the pleasantries and Festivus stuff out of the way,
for the rest of us.
Yeah, the Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's time to talk about these here New York Knickerbockers.
Oh, God dog it.
I'm sorry, Freezy. You got to go? Can you stay for this part?
Yeah, I can stay for the pain, bro. I can stay for the pain.
So
need a drink.
I know
I got you covered.
Yeah, well, yeah. Listen, I know there's a lot going on. People, the fire tips worldwide, all this stuff is happening right now. Everybody's been talking about it. We've been talking about it on different shows and all types of stuff. What I would like to talk about right now is your hopes or expectations for the second half of the season. What would you like to see? The Knicks record is what, 24-35? Is that it?
25 and 34.
25 and 34. Sorry. inverted. That 25-34, right? You know they're in 12th. They're the 12th seed right now in the Eastern Conference. They're 3.5 games, I believe, behind the play-in spot. You know they look dysfunctional. You know they can't close games. They can score and get off to good leads by the third quarter, but they can't close games. They don't necessarily. They're not. I wouldn't say this team is so funky, man. They're not playing the best of defense right now either. They're playing good defense in spurts, but overall defense is actually, I feel like it's getting worse, and their offense has been ratcheted up lately. Their shots have been falling, so their focus may be a little one-sided. It's lopsided right now. Knowing all of that, knowing all the drama with the front office and now the coaching situation, the pointing the fingers and stuff, what is your expectation for the second half of the season? You know, it could be anything. Tank, not tank. Make the play-in, don't make the play-in. Play the young guys, don't play the young guys. Whatever it is, what do you think? I'll start with DSJ.
Unfortunately, I just think it's going to be more of the same. We're going to lose, and that's I guess if you look at it from a positive standpoint, we could possibly tank for Ivy under those circumstances. That helps us with the point guard situation that we've been clamoring for over 10 years. Outside of that, I don't have any other expectations. I just want to throw away the season. I've been disappointed. And I just kind of want to move on to the lottery.
Okay. I hear you. What do you think, Stafford Don?
I'm in the kind of same boat with DSJ. It's like 1 minute we think this team gonna make a push, and then they go do some type of blunders. I'm sorry, man, because sometimes I wonder why I remain a Knicks fan, bro. It's so hard, man. You know, I gotta go to work and face the damn. I'm sorry, man. People talking about giving up 20-point leads and the first team in history and all of that. I don't know.
You all right, Stafford? You need a tissue, brother? I'm here for you, man. We can talk about this, bro.
I got a seat at the bar.
No, bro, it's depressing, bro, because it's like you hype up for the season because of last year, and you want to prove certain people wrong, and then they come out and they play how they play, and the expectations, man. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just want the season to go away, to tell you the truth, and just move on, bro. Just start a new fresh for next year, man. If these guys can't get it done by next year, All-Star break, man, we need to get rid of these people, man. That's all, man. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Wow.
Oh, okay. All right, brother. All right. Uncle Freezy, what you think? Oh, wait. I should have saved Uncle Freezy for last. But go ahead, Uncle Freezy.
What I'd like to see for the remaining games is a star be born. Right? That's what I would like to see. Not Randall, not RJ. I want to see the emergence of somebody else on the roster. Not a vet, not Alec Burks. I don't care to see Alec Burks average 30 points a game for the rest of the season. I don't want to see that. Right? What I would like to see is somebody emerge from the pack. Right? Because people keep telling me about this young core. Oh, Uncle Freezy, you got to be patient with the young core. No, I don't. I already been through the same scenario 9 times. I ain't got to be patient with diddly poop. Right? I ain't got to be patient with nothing. I already been through this a gazillion times. Oh, this young guy, he's gonna be no, and then they won't turn out to be, and then they turn out to be Tony Campbell. He may as well be Tevin Campbell for this scenario. You know what I'm saying? What I would like to see is an Obi Toppin average 22 and 10 down the stretch and have garden moments, or a Cam Reddish average 25 and 25, 5 and 5 down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Or a Quentin Grimes average 20 points and elite level defense down the stretch, right? Somebody from the pack, because I'm being sold on these young guys, right? And the young guys ain't did nothing yet, nothing. What I want to see, if we gonna win games, or if we're gonna lose games in spectacular fashion, at least show me some promise, right? Show me some promise that somebody on this roster is worth keeping, right? Because if they don't show, because now your games don't matter. You 9 games under 500 with 25 to go, right? The likelihood of you getting back to 500 is basically impossible with the schedule that you're facing. Even if you make it into the play-in game, it's hustling backwards because the draft this year is a weak draft and the Eastern Conference is top heavy. So that means when you make the playoffs, you're going to run into a buzzsaw. And then when you lose, you ain't going to be able to get adequate compensation to make your team better in the draft. So what I want to see is a Cam Reddish turn into a Tracy McGrady, who personally, I think Cam Reddish is going to be just as good as Paul George and maybe Tracy McGrady. That's what I think. If they give him minutes, right? But anybody on the roster, McGrady, Obi, somebody needs to step up and prove to Ron and John and Uncle Freezy and Sherwin M and Miss Geraldine and Nothing But Knicks and everybody that there is at least one other person on this roster aside from Randall and RJ that can carry and support a franchise in stretches. Because if we don't have that guy and we have a late draft pick, then basically next season, all we're doing is running it back with the same mess. And I don't know about y'all. I don't want to run this mess back. I don't want to see this mess in the 22-23 season. I want to see a star be born. Somebody that we could gravitate to, hitch our wagons to, and support this player through his ups and downs as he becomes a star, right? Because Julius Randle is a number 2 option. RJ Barrett, potentially, if he reaches he'll be a number 2 option. I want to see somebody that emerges as a number 3 option, potential number 2 option also, right? Because number 1 options are not just, you're not just going to find a number 1 option. You're not going to find a Kevin Durant in the G League. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant, those type players, you have to draft early and get them in the draft, right? But since we're not doing that, can a star be born? That's what I want.
All right. I hear you. I hear that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, Uncle Freezy. I'm with you on that. I would love to see that too. John, what you think, brother?
He shot me down, man. Okay, maybe I was.
I don't want to. No, I like it. I would love to see that too.
It's a great outlook. It is a great outlook. It's just we just know who's coaching this team, and that's the unfortunate circumstance that we're all in right now as Knicks fans. We know the way Tibbs coach, and I would have to agree. Well, I'm glad you asked the question as what we would like to see, because the question is what we would like to see versus what will happen.
What will happen?
And so,
right.
What would happen is basically what DSJ was talking about. And I agree with him. And what I would like to see is more in line with Uncle Freezy. Let's see if a star can be born. Let's see if someone can come out the rough, even under Tibbs. Under Tibbs' rule, can someone who's currently playing, a Grimes, for instance, can he take a leap? Can he take a leap and bring it to the next level? Can Cam get extra minutes if Rose doesn't come back healthy? Because that's the thing. Rose comes back healthy, we know who he's going to play.
Right.
So for me, can a young budding star reach further beyond all of the mess that is the Knicks today and find themselves at a possibility of becoming a number one option, right? I don't want to call him a number one option, but show signs that he could potentially become a number one option. And if we see that, then I think we'll go into next season a lot more brighter. You know what I mean? I think we'll see the grass may become a little greener next season. But again, right now, Tibbs is sort of that Achilles heel, and whether or not he'll be willing to give time to some players versus others. I don't see us next season coming into the season with the likes of Fournier or Noel, but who's to say? You know, I'm not in the front office. I would like to see, at the very least, a change in sort of the dynamics that we are coming into next season with. You know, maybe get a little younger. You know, maybe bring some of those veterans, move them into the coaching reign, and open up those roster spots for more talent, because we need more talent. But yeah, I would like to see it, like Uncle Freezy stated. You know, let's see a young star shine for once, because we need that.
Right. Right.
I agree. Give me some type of hope. Something.
Right. Right.
I'm with you on that. And I apologize. I don't know what I had two of these things open. I like to kind of cheat and put these polls up, but what I did was I put the wrong one up, because that's not a way that you can actually decipher what the hell I'm trying to do. I hate these polls. Okay, here is the poll. Sorry, what the hell did I do there? That was weird. Okay, guys, forget what you just saw.
I just saw it.
I was like, what am I doing
yes
here?
No.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell happened there? Sheesh. Okay, guys, there you go. All right. Anyway, yeah. So my feeling on this, and I want to say now is when I'm gonna come back and kind of talk about what you guys said. I agree, Stafford Don. I agree, DSJ. Uncle Freezy. I am with you, and I want to see that as well. But to point to what John said, I don't know if we can see that with this coach. And I know, listen, I'm just being real here. I know that Tibbs won Coach of the Year last year. I know Tibbs helped change our defensive culture. I know he has given us something that we haven't had in quite some time. The last three coaches, I would say, didn't instill any of that. But I'm not going to shortchange Mike Miller. Mike Miller got a raw deal. So it is what it is.
Mike Miller?
Yeah, man. Mike Miller, that G League team was rocking. Then when he came up and started playing with the Knicks, after a couple games, he put his little pieces of his system in place. The Knicks started playing good. And then he got the shaft because he's not a big name and he hasn't proven anything. But Mike Miller wasn't that bad. Do I know what he could have been, where he could take us? No. I'm not saying he was the guy. I'm just saying he wasn't that bad. He's better than what we got from Derek Fisher. He's better than what we got from Fizdale.
Hornacek.
So Hornacek too. Like, it's been rough. It's been a rough time. Freezy's like, I don't.
John, you haven't been walking like you got to walk 8 blocks and then you get a rock in your shoe and you're like, God dog it. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, how does a rock get in you? How does a rock climb in your shoe? Think about that. You walking and then rock just climb in your shoe. You know what I'm saying? You're like, God dog it. Now I gotta lean on this car, get this rock out. That's Mike Miller, bro. Mike Miller is Inspector Gadget, bro. You know what I'm saying? This dude didn't have a clue, right? And his claim to fame is Trey Burke and Alonzo Trier. Like, oh, the G League was rocking with John Jenkins and Alonzo Trier. Really, John Jenkins? Did you see John Jenkins in the NBA? Come on. Dog.
Hey,
come on, Ron. Don't
wait, but hold on. Think about it. He was doing great. I forget the G League. We know what he did in the G League, how he had them playing. But imagine if he had some talent to play with. Imagine if he was coaching this Knicks team that has some talent on it. You don't know because Mike Miller is from the Woodson
You're reaching.
school of thinking.
You're reaching.
I know. I am reaching.
Mike
I'm a
Miller
Knicks fan.
He is an Inspector Gadget, bro.
I'm
Mike
a Knicks
Miller
fan.
was
Of course
a
I'm
dude
gonna be reaching.
Mike Miller is the dude with helicopter blades coming out of his hat, bro. That's Mike Miller. Come on, man. I ain't giving him credit. The best thing that Inspector Gadget ever did was make a beat for Teddy Riley to use for Dougie Fresh. That's the best thing Inspector Gadget ever did. He never solved the case that meant nothing. All he did was help create the show, and he did that accidentally. You know what I'm saying? Mike Miller. Only thing he did was run horns. The thing with Mike Miller is the emergence of the young players. The young players got their legs up under them towards the end of the season and started playing better. That's it, man. Mike Miller ain't it. Man, Mike Miller. Oh, every time I think Mike Miller, bro, I think Kurt Rambis. Get these half-wit assistant coach type dudes out of the NBA. Period. Mike Miller. I wouldn't let Mike Miller coach the grandbabies, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I wouldn't let Mike Miller coach them bobbing for apples.
Come on now.
Who drowned all the kids? Mike Miller. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the G League is better than the grandbaby league. Come on, man.
Yeah, Mike Miller was clueless, bro. Mike Miller was clueless. Right?
He was a nice guy.
Yeah,
nice guys always finish
bro.
last. Freezy's here to prove it, bro.
Mike Miller was like when Gerald Ford was president, bro. How you got your president falling down the flight of stairs with cameras looking at him, bro? Mike Miller was the George Bush of the Knicks coaching history, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mike Miller. Hey, my goodness. Man, Mike Miller, bro.
All right. Safe to say I know how Freezy feels about Mike Miller.
Yeah, I almost vomited just now, but I don't want to waste my vomit on Mike Miller. I'll save my vomit for somebody that's worthy, bro. Mike Miller is Mike Miller is like the Rich Kotite of Knicks coaches.
Oh, I get it. Okay, you're not a big fan of Mike Miller. I got it.
Jeez. See what happens when you reach.
I mean, listen, I'm a Knicks fan. I that's what we do. We reach. All right. Okay. All right. So that being said, that's out the way. I would love to see one of these young players emerge and show us what they're really made of. And I think, as I pointed to yesterday, Freezy, you left, but maybe you was in the background. You heard me when we were talking. I was talking about Allen Houston in his rookie year with Grant Hill. And his usage was 23.6 at that time as a rookie. So he was a part of the offense as opposed to Quentin Grimes, whose usage right now is 15.3. He's not a focal point of the offense. If the ball moves and he's one of the open guys in the corner, he gets a shot. That's all it is. Now, if you make Grimes a bigger part of the offense, say you decide to bench Kemba, you cut Burks's minutes, and you do things of that nature, maybe we'll start to see more out of Quentin Grimes. I think he can add more. I think you can make Quentin Grimes your starting shooting guard for the future. I think you get rid of Fournier, and I'm not saying I definitely want to just throw him away. You obviously want to get something for him in the offseason, but I would get rid of Fournier and make Quentin Grimes the starting shooting guard of this team. Because I think he's too small to really play the three. He can do it, but I don't think I want to put him in that three hole. So I think unfortunately RJ might be stuck. Right. The way the Knicks built this team.
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what really pissed me off even more? I'm listening to Caribbean Island show yesterday. What have nothing to do with basketball, just regular and whatnot. And the host just happened to bring up Knicks basketball. Just totally hit a nerve that I didn't even want to touch, bro. And they just start talking about why they are Knicks fans and, is why, don't be fooled because it's the same thing they've been watching for 20 years. And I'm like, bro, like, really? We went from talking about reggae music to basketball, bro. And, and it's like, I'm telling myself, why am I a Knicks fan, bro? Why? I'm sorry. I just had this.
So stop now. Let me ask you this. So for one, let me ask you this.
Yeah,
Did they play any Junior Reid? Because if they didn't play any Junior Reid, it's not a real Caribbean reggae show.
Bro,
right?
I'm talking about this is hardcore dance hall reggae, however you want to call it, roots reggae, dance hall, fast, slow, talk about blogging, everything. But for them as island people, and people called in on the show and talked about the Knicks too. That's what even make it more worse. Island people listen and watch basketball too. And you should hear how our island people trash the Knicks also too, bro. Yo, it's unbelievable.
Well, you know what, Staffa, you can thank, I'm not saying that's necessarily, but you can thank Stephen A for his rant for that, because now all the spotlight is drawn to the Knicks once again because of his rant that's, you know, all around the place. I can't stand Stephen A, man. Listen, was he right? Yes, but I still can't stand him.
I would say this, man. When you think about being a Knicks fan, think about all of the time spent seeing, the years spent watching, you know, these Knicks play. And then you have to revert back to all of the great moments that you witnessed as a Knicks fan. And if you can somehow find a way to see those great moments as a moment in time that could potentially see itself further and potentially come to the fruition of a championship, triple that feeling. Because myself, I grew up a Yankee fan, and growing up a Yankee fan, you know, 85 was my year, right? I started watching baseball and basketball around the same year, 85. And just seeing the Yankees progression from 85 to the 90s, it's like night and day. You know what I mean? And so you struggle, but you see those moments in time where you're like, man, if we only could put it together, we can be excited about something in the future. And when you start to see a team grow like that, for instance, for the Yankees, it was the four core plus Bernie, because people forget about Bernie. Bernie was sort of the inception. He was the beginning of it all. You know, when you start to see that and start to see that come to fruition and to start to see the team gel, and then you win one, that's like no other, man. And I'm sure if you think about a Knicks, I'm sorry, Stafford, but if you think about a Knicks fan that grew up during their heyday, you want to talk about like 76 to 78 or so, when they were playing winning basketball, then you could those are the folks who can really speak to that. You know what I mean? And I know Freezy, you talked about it before, about, you know, being a young kid and seeing, you know, being in the city and just witnessing that sort of energy. There's nothing like it.
Right.
But John, how long we gonna hold on to those memories though? Those 93, 94 memories, those 95, not those championships with Houston, those hurtful years with the Indiana Pacers. I mean, how long, bro? I mean, it's for. Go ahead, Freezy.
So Stafford, let me say this as somebody who's been through that before. So those memories that you talk about, we hold on to those forever, right? Right. Yeah, so we hold on to the memories forever, not because of success or non-success, but you hold on to them because of the journey that you went through. Sure, the trip came up short, right? But you hold on to that feeling that you felt when the Knicks won the Eastern Conference Finals, right? Or when Pat Ewing was drafted #1 overall by the Knicks, or when the Knicks drafted Bill Cartwright. You hang on to that. But here's the thing. In present day, Knicks fans shouldn't have to think back to successes of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago in the place of today's success. And that's why we are on this thing of you know, it's not fair to us that this team can't win, right? Because if you had success today, then all those things that happened back then would be good memories for us. But since we don't have any success today, we look back at them like, dang, we was almost there, and Pat Ewing finger rolled and missed, and he cost us a nah, man. That stuff happened. Them dudes played their heart out. They came up short. But if today we were competing, when we look back at that, we'll be talking like when Pat Ewing missed that finger roll, our narrative would be different. We'll be like, man, Pat Ewing played his heart out. John Starks played on a 94. And if we were contending today, second round, Eastern Conference Finals, we would look back at Starks and be like, Starks played his heart out on a grade 2 MCL sprain, and he went 2 for 18, but at least he tried to gut it out. But since we don't have success today, we look back then and say, man, we almost did it. We shouldn't have to look back to 1994 for a championship, right? We shouldn't. We shouldn't have to look back to 1994 for a championship and say something like, man, this dude, he cost us a chip. Because if we were competing today, all of our storylines would be different, bro. So what I'm saying to a Knicks fan today is this. Understand that we're in a bad place, right? And look towards the future. Like, say, listen, man, what we need to do is embrace a process, pick a direction and go, right? And build towards something. Like all those teams of the past, the Pat Ewing team, Pat Ewing missed the layup. That team didn't just burst on the scene and be good. They ramped up to greatness. They picked a direction and they went. So today we have to pick a direction and go. Be patient with the process and allow this thing to be built, right? And enjoy the ride. Enjoy Grimes going from a late first round pick and watch his career ramp up into him being, like Ron say, the next Klay Thompson. I don't agree, but whatever.
Well, hey, that's why Ron is always right when he talks about Quentin Grimes.
100%.
Okay, but anyway,
time, bro.
but you say be patient and let it cook. But do we have faith in this front office, Freezy? And I heard you say a lot of times that this front office is inept. So I mean, yes, you saying it the wrong way. The organization doesn't start with the front office. The organization starts with the owner. The owner can change front office anytime he wants to. Yeah, right? It's true. Dolan wants to, bro, listen. You can't tell me Dolan doesn't want to win, man. You can't tell me James Dolan don't want to win. Right? Because right now he's paying 3 NBA head coaches and only has 1.
It's a fact. Hold on one second, Staff. I don't mean to. This is a good topic, and
no, go ahead.
Yeah, because I know both you and Freezy are cooking about this topic. I don't want to, stop it here. Hopefully, you remember what you're talking about, but I didn't need to take a quick break in the topic. First, I have to address something, and secondly, I want to get my man, Diehard Knicks podcast, Mr. Eru, in here because Eru so graciously decided to jump on. He's got a lot going on today. It's his kid's birthday. Happy birthday to your son. Appreciate you for even jumping on, brother. So thank you. Yeah. First off, let me just say this real quick. The public enemy number 1. Hopefully you understand what I was saying with regards to Stephen A. Stafford Don, and you got to listen. This is key. Anytime, comprehension is smart. You got to do all that stuff and take it all in and I'm only doing it like this because I might be coming off a little disrespectful, but your clown antics is a little disrespectful. So understand this. What I said was Stafford Don said he was listening to a reggae station for reggae music. And all of a sudden, the reggae host started to talk about the Knicks on the reggae channel. I said, this is because Stephen A did a public rant that it's making the airwaves all over TV, all over your cable channels. So therefore, now everybody's invested in it who wouldn't normally come out on their reggae channel and start talking about the Knicks. That's all I said. It's not that Stephen A is the blame for the Knicks stinking, that Stephen A is the person who put the roster together. Stephen A is the person who's not playing our young guys and doesn't know how to manage a rotation, doesn't know how to make in-game adjustments. So let's just be clear, because when you throw the clown statement around, you're being disrespectful. I don't know who you're talking to. I know you're not talking to me. I'm just saying whoever you was talking to. That's what I was saying. So
watch your mouth.
Now, Eru, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's good, y'all? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Definitely,
yes, sir.
You, bro.
Okay. Yeah, man, I had to get on because I keep telling I can't do it. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So I said today, man, I gotta make some time to get up on here and talk to you guys.
Well, appreciate you, brother. We kind of touched on the All-Star game a little bit, and then we went into the Knicks second half. Like, what are your expectations for the second half? It could be anything, whether you think we should be playing for the play-in, whether we should be tanking, what you feel should be happening. What do you want to see from this Knicks team in the second half?
Well, I just want to see organization. That's all. You know, the thing with Tom Thibodeau is that we have talent, but we're a mediocre team. There's nothing really to talk about. We're a mediocre team, but we should not be this bad. To me, that's the whole problem. Like, if I can see us winning, you know, losing some games and, you know, losing games that we shouldn't lose, that type of thing. But we shouldn't be losing like this. We only had one win the whole month of February, and you look down the roster, we have talent. You know, some of these teams that we're getting beat by, like the OKC deal, that OKC game put me in the freaking City MD. I was in City MD the next morning with an asthma attack off of that rant that I had the night before. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm still waiting for Tom Thibodeau to give me back my $15 for the copay, man. You know?
But that's why you gotta know the ledge, man. You may tip right over.
Yeah, man. I definitely overexerted myself. But I just want to comment on what the guy was saying. I can't really see from here. I can't get his name. But you know, he was talking about the reggae channel and stuff. You know, I'm watching like random like Netflix movies with my wife, and then out of nowhere somebody just makes a joke about this. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I'm trying to get away. Because I curse. I'm bad. Yeah,
nah, man,
it's all good.
okay.
It's all good.
Listen, this is All-Star break. I don't think they're watching.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm just watching like a random, you know, Netflix show, you know, chick flick, and out of nowhere somebody says, you know, something about, I don't know, ice cream or something like that. Yeah, like the Knicks, you know, like suck like the Knicks. Like, oh God, like where did that come from? So I mean, it is part of you know, pop culture.
Uh-oh. I think we might have lost.
There
There you go. There you are.
Okay. Right. My bad. Well, you know, the point I'm just saying that people just remember Mark Jackson, John Starks, but that happened like 20, 30 years ago, and people still talking about that. It's like, yo, so much things has happened since then, you know. So and then also to a lot of the young guys, they keep talking about the last 20 years in the Melo era. So listen, if we want to get crazy, we can go back to 1946. You know, if you want to be funky with it, you know. So you know, so people just need to just get into the moment and just understand what's happening and stop thinking about, you know, what happened before. Oh, this is the same thing. Like, this is not your abusive relationship. This is just a basketball team. You know, just focus on what's happening now. I mean, like I said, for me, it's just organizing. You know, I would just really like for the Knicks to just organize, take advantage of the talent that we do have, and then just try to make it work that way.
You know? Okay. Now, being that Staffer and Freezy were in a big talk, Staffer's depressed. He's really upset about this Knick direction and what's going on with them. And let me just say, because I put it back up, the Public Enemy #1. He said, Ron, I heard the entire conversation, brother, but Stephen A's job is to criticize. I get it. I don't like Stephen A. It has not. You already. I say it. If Stephen A was right here, I'd be telling. I don't like you, Stephen A. That's just how I am. But I'm not. All I said was, you got to understand. If you go to the grocery store right now and you see some old ladies like, oh, and if I walk in wearing a Knick hat, she could say, oh, them Knicks are terrible. Doesn't mean she's watching Knick games. But the Stephen A thing is making its rounds. It's everywhere. So people that maybe wouldn't say anything about the Knicks are saying it. That's all I was trying to say. I hear you. But it's just like, you know, when you throw the clown reference out there, I don't know who you're talking to. So that's all it is, the Public Enemy. That's all.
Can I comment on that guy too, since I'm here?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you know, he's talking about Stephen A. Smith. I want to ask, how did Stephen A. Smith get where he is now? Being a freaking Knicks culture vulture, you know, claiming to be a Knicks fan and being that loudmouth Knicks thing. So whenever people think about Knicks fans, they think about Stephen A. Smith. So then, like that's why, like on a reggae channel, like they feel like they can talk crazy because he's like, I get what you're saying, Ron. You know, RJ, you guys are RJ together. But you know, so I totally get the point that you're making. Is that, you know, people are not talking about the Knicks they're only talking because they see Stephen A. Smith culture vulturing on us and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's up to us, you know, that we're doing these podcasts, whatever, to get everyone organized and stuff, to like let that go, because, you know, and then my man here in the chat is sticking up for Stephen A. Smith. It's like, come on, what the hell's going on here? You know, his job is to make money for his organization. His job is not to do nothing else but that, you know. So feeding into what he's doing and all that is just getting him a raise every year and it's getting the ratings up for ESPN. So
yeah, it's
that's all I
clickbait.
really want to talk about it. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
definitely clickbait.
Yeah.
And that's that comes from the shock jock era. You know what I mean? And Stephen A is no stranger to radio and no stranger to sort of that environment. So, and he's a smart guy. He understands how to bring up ratings. And he's going to do it by utilizing the Knicks to do so. So, but he isn't 100% wrong to Public Enemy's point. It is the Knicks play that is causing causing him to have to speak out upon the Knicks. The problem is that we keep giving Stephen A a pass. That's the problem. We give him a pass as if he is a true Knicks fan, and he really isn't. He really isn't.
Yeah. And just to further comment real quick on Stephen A, so you understand what I'm saying. The Public Enemy, you are correct. Stephen A is a Knicks fan just like us, mad at the Knicks. I don't know how his Knicks fandom is really. To blame him for the fans' rants isn't right. We all feel the same. To be upset about the Knicks, how they're playing, it's fine. To rant about the Knicks, that's fine. My problem with Stephen A, as everybody's already pointed to, he's a shock jock. He does things for ratings, and this is good clout right now. This is Stephen A. When the Knicks are great, let me talk about my team, the Knicks. Let me show you what we got over here. My man Obi topping, hooping. RJ got a right hand, all this crap, right? When the Knicks are in between, where they're just playing good basketball, nothing really exciting, winning games, nothing. You don't.
That was a good impression,
A.
by the way. I'm just saying.
Well, I try. You don't. I would have to be balding with hair on the side, but anyway.
George Jefferson.
Yeah, right. You don't hear him saying anything when the Knicks are just playing good basketball, staying out of the mainstream with the drama, and just doing the right thing. Then when they're horrific and they make games where they collapse, the Knicks stink. They're horrible. They're trash. It's my problem with Steve. He's not consistent. That's what makes him, to me, not a real Knicks fan. It's when they're doing the best or when they're doing their worst. Real Knicks fans are there in the middle. We're everywhere. That's my point. That's why him and Max Kellerman both trash. They're trash. All right, I'm done. Okay, so go ahead. Were you going to say something?
I always got something to say. But I want to say that all of our shows, none of us talk the way that Stephen A. Smith talks. You know what I'm saying?
State does.
He's
emotional. He's emotional.
Yeah, State is crazy, man. He's a different breed of guy. But but he's talking from a standpoint where he's just talking about the game. He's not talking about he's not just going off the just going crazy. Stephen A. Smith is just going crazy. No Knicks fans really go crazy when they're talking about the actual game. The stuff that's happening because we watch it night in and night out. So. That's the thing. These guys are not watching games. They're not watching how Tom Thibodeau coaches and stuff. So, people need to learn to take what they say with a grain of salt because, like all of us, we don't miss games. We don't miss a play. If we win or lose, we're not getting all bent out of shape, but we know what's going on. So they can't, we can't. My thing with this whole podcast and stuff is that we just cannot allow these guys to dictate the narrative because we are the narrative, Blorange Tears, still Knicks fans. You got, what's up, Andy? That's good, man. Yeah, man, good to see you guys, man. But we are the culture, So when these guys say stuff, man, it's like, man, whatever, man. You don't know what you're talking about. This we are the culture.
Facts.
Yeah,
so
even.
Oh no, go ahead, Ebru. My fault.
Well, yeah, like I tell you, I'm a little long-winded, but even with the owner, I remember the last owner. And I remember the owner before that one. So the only consistent thing is us.
Right. That's facts.
Eventually somebody else is going to own the team. It might still be a Dolan family member at this point because they look like they don't want to trade, they don't want to sell the team or anything. But it's still going to be a different owner. It won't be James Dolan. It might be his cousin or something. It's still going to be somebody. But
right.
Like I said, the most consistent thing is us.
I agree with you. Before we get to Andy, because I see Andy just joined, appreciate you, brother. Good to see you as always. Two things. One is Marvin S. perspective from the other side. Really good dude. I know you talked to him the other night. You had him on the phone lines, Ebru. You remember him?
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So he was asking. He wanted me to ask you, are you going to be on your podcast tonight for the All-Star game or not?
Well, today's my little guy's birthday, man. So I gotta hold it down for him because I tell you when I come in from work and stuff, I tap them on the head and I go in the back and I start the conversation with State. So today I gotta do good. I gotta at least like participate in the festivities. So probably not tonight.
I hear you. All right, and to Marvin S, because he always asks this question. Marvin, I'm sorry, brother. We're still not ready to start taking phone calls. And if I'm gonna be totally honest with you and being transparent, because I'm a real dude, this is not my day job. I got a day job. I got my family, and I do a lot of Knick content stuff with the help of John and my man Jose. Right now, taking on a phone line and incorporating that seems like more money. You know what I mean? And this situation right now, we're still trying to get it to a level where we start to get a little monetization from it. And when we can start doing that, then maybe I can talk about, incorporating a phone line. But right now, I just don't want to put more stuff out of my pocket until we can continue to grow. I think our fan base is starting to grow. We appreciate all y'all. Thank you for tuning in. But if you want to talk, Marvin, another thing you could do is you can get yourself a mic. You don't have to get a camera necessarily. You can be off camera. Just get yourself a mic. I'll send the link in the chat. You come on, you get yourself a nice little icon that says Marvin S's perspective and some, whatever. We could chop it up that way. Unfortunately, that's how it's got to be for now until we can change things. Unless I figure out a way to get you guys to call collect through like Uncle Freezy's line or through Sims from Nothing But Knicks. So yeah. We'll see. Maybe I can do that. Anyway, so right. Nah, it's cool. Nah, you make it work, bro. I just want to get to Andy's points real quick because then I want to get back to Freezy and Stafford Don's stuff because that's actually really interesting and that could take this conversation to another level. We all have our opinions about that because that's a whole other thing. Andy, how you doing, brother? First off, and I wanted to get your takes on like how do you feel? What do you envision the Knicks for the second half of the season? Not what's going to happen, what you think you would like to see from them, like how you what you would expect.
First of all, salute to all you guys. Ron, I'm happy you tweeted out, that if you're gonna have 1,000 retweets and 2,000 likes, we're gonna have Andy on the show. So I'm happy, to be obliged to that. So many fans wanted to see me here.
Yes.
Listen, going to the question, what do I envision the Knicks doing in the second, maybe not the second half because it's like 20 couple of games left. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I would love the Knicks to get in the play-ins, and I really think that it can happen. When D-Rose comes back, I really feel that this team is going to turn it around. I just hope it's not going to be too late. So we need a little bit of luck of those playing teams, to drop, and we just need a small winning streak to get in there. And listen, for this season to be salvaged, if the Nets are going to be in the play-in and somehow the Knicks going to be, matched up with them and we somehow eliminate them, that would be more than a championship for the Knicks, I believe, this season. So, it's still going to be, we still can be all happy, before the free agency starts.
No, that'd be great. So that's your hope?
Yeah, listen, maybe not my hope because, I never envisioned us, being the 4th seed again, like State said, almighty 4th seed. I was hoping for the 6th seed, but I really, watching at how much the East got better, I never, had high hopes and never would bet even, a broken dime, as people say, for the Knicks to get into that top 6 seed probably. So I envision us, having a drop-off season. Maybe not this kind of, a bad season, but I still, was expecting a little bit lower than listen, the 4th seed, that was way overachieved. And, looking at the moves around the Eastern Conference, 6th seed was like tops for me. So I think the plan is the play-ins, actually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, we'll see. News people report the news. Get over it. Parrish Dugga, appreciate your takes. They're always interesting and you always keep strong to your opinion. Yeah, so we'll definitely feel the way we feel, and I'll always have an opinion about Stephen A. There's other people, Mike Greenberg. You know, there's a bunch of ESPN people that talk about the Knicks and other teams in a different way, but it is what it is. So, yeah. So, back to what was being said before. Hopefully, you guys kind of remember your train of thoughts, or at least where you was going. Staff, Adon, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you had just asked Freezy a question. I don't know if he was able to answer it, or if you had a follow-up question to that.
No, I was asking him. He always saying that the front office and in his statement before, he said we should be patient, which I've been patient a long time. So I'm asking him, how could I be patient when you're saying that the office didn't help, and how long should I be patient? Because it's been a long time, Freezy, and I hear you say the other day you won the championship. Now you won it today. We should go out and trade all these young players and get us a bona fide blue chip. So I'm saying with this front office, tell me how.
So let me clarify. So first, I said I would be open to trading for a blue chipper, right? Because you can't win a championship in this league without a blue chip. You can't win without a LeBron James, a Giannis, or somebody of that caliber. And then I pointed to the kids and stated, do you see a young Giannis or a young LeBron, a young Kobe, a young Shaquille O'Neal in this young core? The chat said no. So then I said I would be open then to trading those guys to go get one of those type guys, right? Secondly, it sounds like a contradiction, but listen to what I'm saying. Pick a direction and go, right? If the organization is steadfast on playing vets, right? Even though I don't agree, go get those vets help to get over the hump. I don't agree with that direction, but if you pick that direction, go with it. Don't be like, yo, I'm hot one day, I'm cold one day, I'm hot one day. Nah, pick a direction, believe in it, and go, right? Now, if you sing in Whitney Houston, if you believe the kids are the future, if you believe the children are the future, the kids, right? If that's where you want to go, then take that direction and go, right? Don't be playing all these vets. I don't want to see Alec Burks and you know you got Cam Reddish on your bench, right? What I'm saying is pick your direction and go. The Knicks did it several times. The Knicks did it with Willis Reed, right? Before Willis Reed, the Knicks had a whole bunch of random dudes. You don't even know who they were, right? Most of y'all don't. Most of us, and I'll include us, don't know the Knicks' history before Willis Reed and Clyde Frazier. Well, guess what? The Knicks won the NBA 25 years before that, before they won a championship. Okay? That's 25 years. Most people don't know Richie Guerin and all those players, right? You don't know them. You know Willis Reed, Clyde Frazier, Earl the Pearl, Dave DeBusschere. That's what you know, right? But guess what? They ramped up to that. They drafted Willis. Willis was good, became an all-star. They drafted Clyde. They traded for DeBusschere. They traded for Earl the Pearl, right? What they did was they said, we're going to build around Willis, right? So they draft Bill Bradley. They bring in Windmill Phil. Y'all don't even know Phil Jackson's nickname was Windmill Phil. You bring in Windmill Phil. You bring in all these guys. They built around Willis Reed. Then they did it again in the 80s with Pat Ewing, right? They got Pat Ewing in the first round. Most of us don't even know that they got a starting shooting guard, Gerald Wilkins, in the second round of that same draft. Most of us don't even know Charles Oakley was drafted in that same draft by the Chicago Bulls. Later, we traded a guy that we drafted in 78, Bill Cartwright, who was old by then, for Charles Oakley to help Pat Ewing spread the floor and be an enforcer, right? Because the Knicks had been running two centers. They played Pat Ewing a lot at power forward with Bill Cartwright. They decided to build around Pat, and that led to something. So what I'm saying is pick a direction and go. Don't have it be 1 month it's gonna be Julius Randle needs help, and then the next month is we're gonna trade a first round pick for Cam Reddish, and maybe he'll be, maybe he'll be a star. Pick a direction, man, and go. That's what I'm saying. And what we've been doing is the shuffle back and forth, like an Aaliyah song, back, forth, like an old cameo song, right? Stephadon, what I'm telling you is I knew you're frustrated, right? As a Knicks fan, because not only do you want to win a championship, most Knicks fans want to be relevant. They're tired of getting stupid random jokes on some stupid Netflix thing, or some random Caribbean show telling stupid Knicks jokes, or some random Knicks ESPN personality who covered the Sixers for 20 years and was Allen Iverson's best friend forever, claiming now that he's a Knicks fan, you know what I'm saying, and going on a rant. We get tired of that stuff. Most Knicks fans want to win a championship first, but be relevant and respectable second. And I think sometimes our quest for being respected outweighs our quest for a championship, right? And I don't fault people for that, because we all have different perspectives as Knicks fans. Like, I'm an old school Knicks fan from the 70s. I remember when Clyde Frazier got traded for Jim Clemens. I cried in school. Right, I was crying in school when I heard that Clyde Frazier got traded. Right, but some of us are not that old. Some of us jumped in on the train during the Melo years. Some jumped on in the Allen Houston Sprewell years. Some jumped in on the Pat Ewing years. Right, some jumped in on the Clyde Frazier years. Right, so the way we look at this thing, Stephadon, is this: we all want the same thing, but our priority for that thing may be a little different. Yes, I was a little kid when the Knicks won their 2 championships. I was a little kid wearing an oversized jersey, walking with my uncles and them. That was me. They were like, Uncle Freezy, this thing is great, right? Yes. But now as an adult, an older guy, I don't have my own championship. Those championships, those were my uncles' them championships. They were grown when it happened. With me, I don't have a chip. That's why sometimes I get lost in emotion, like Lisa. You know what I'm saying? Because I want my own chip, and it can't get here soon enough. But I understand that these things take time. My bad. But my bad.
No, you're good. Listen. That's an opinion of a lot of Knicks fans out there, and something that other younger Knicks fans need to hear, because they're not, some of that stuff they're not aware of or don't understand the perspectives. Like, this is why I was trying to say earlier. A lot, and I've been looking on Twitter and different places, because of course that's where I can see, how other Knicks fans feel. A lot of Knicks fans feel very differently about this product and about the team. You'd be surprised. Some of the things you think that you wouldn't hear from certain Knicks fans, you're like, what? Really? You think that? I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. Andy, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, this is maybe not side thing, but like a follow-up thing. And I asked this a couple of times on NBK through the last season.
Oh, and Andy, I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to let him know, because I know I don't know if he's ever jumped on this before. Marvin S., I'm about to bring you in. I see you in backstage, so I'm going to bring you in now. Andy's talking, but don't say anything yet until I get to you. All right, brother? I hope everything works out. Let's see if we can get you in here the right way, okay?
Hey, Ron, I'm going to jump off so he can have some room, bro.
All right, no problem, brother. Thank you, Freezy. Yeah. Okay, listen, Andy. Sorry.
Yeah, Ron. My question is because, like Freezy said, and he elaborated on the question from Staffa. My question is: would you guys rather have 15, 20 years of relevant Knicks basketball? Like, every year we got into the playoffs. Sometimes the 8th seed, sometimes the 4th seed, the 2nd seed, the 6th seed, whatever, right? But 20 years straight, or 1 championship, and like two playoffs, and then like we stink up the joint the whole rest of the 15 years. Because like at least I'm watching the Knicks like over 20 years right now, right? And there weren't many good seasons. And like you said about the jokes around, about the Knicks and stuff like that. Man, I'm thinking, if I'm gonna see 1 Knicks championship in my life, and I'm almost 40, I'm gonna be happy. but I think still it's really, really far from that. So I'm questioning myself if I rather not see just the 20 years of relevant basketball from the Knicks, so I don't get more gray hair, an extra aging years watching crappy basketball from the Knicks, right? So the question is, for you guys, if you rather see the next 20 years Knicks be relevant and get bounced even in the Eastern Conference Finals, or you guys rather have one chip and then stink up the joint for the next 15 years?
How about let me go to Eru, because I know Eru may be parked, maybe getting out of the car. It might be over for us with Eru. So what you got going on, Eru? What you think about what Andy said?
No, I'm getting comfortable. My head is hurting from shaking my head when Freezy was he was dropping them bars, man. So my head is hurting from all that shaking. But like to what Andy was saying, and also what Freezy's saying too, is that just think about the Ewing era. The Ewing era, he was winning for 13. He won for 13 straight years in the playoffs. So people keep going, yo, we need to go back to the 90s, the 90s era, but realize we did not win that whole time. But it still gives you something in your heart to go back to, So even Freezy goes back as farther than that. And my dad would tell me that when he was a kid, same type of thing. He's like 65 or whatever the hell, but he remembers the championships. He remembers that feeling. So he has two different things that he can go back to that there's something dear to his heart. So right. What these kids now, or just younger people in general, or just people that are just finding the team, they remember Carmelo, but they don't remember like Kenny Bannister. They don't remember like Roy Sparrow and all those guys. That's my era. So like you have to go through things in life in order to know what you have. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of these fans, they're just young. They have a voice now. Everybody's on Twitter and stuff like that, like you said. So they just living in their own little pocket dimension. But you got to realize that this whole world is a big world. It's a long life, but it's also short too. So I like to connect like real life with sports, man. So like you can't, like if you don't know nothing about it, you cannot have a strong opinion about it. Like if you're like kids, like you tell a kid, oh listen, don't meddle in grown people's business. That's a real thing. Like if you never experienced something, how could you have a whole experience about it and tell me about it? Like if you don't have kids, how are you gonna tell me how to raise my kids? So right. If you have no Knicks experience, so how are you gonna tell somebody that's been a Knicks fan for 30, 40, 50 years and tell them, oh, shut up, bro, you don't know what the hell you're talking about? Like, yo, dude, come on, let some time pass, enjoy the team, enjoy what's happening, and then you have something to look forward to as time goes on. So I mean, so to answer what Andy's saying and stuff, like I said, to me right now at this point of my life, really, I just want the Knicks to come to a point where they just being organized, man. Because I mean, like Kemba Walker, all right, just like Freezy said, if you're gonna go with the vets, then bring more vets in here. Don't give me Cam Reddish and say, oh, he's not part of the rotation. He got to earn his minutes, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Either stick with the young guys like you want to do, because we're doing a good job with that, but we're also doing a good job with vets too. But you can't do both at the same time, right? Yeah. So that's my thing. And if we lose with the young kids, I'm good with it. But if we lose with the vets, I'm good with that too, because at least we're on a path, and I can see what we're doing. But if we're on two paths at the same time, how could the people driving see what the hell they're doing? If one guy's going this way, the other guy's going that way. Yo, what happened to Ron? I don't know. You made a left over there. I don't know. Like that's the next one. Right. So that's what's frustrating to me.
So to break it down even more, to be specific, would you rather have the Knicks maybe say next year win a championship and then suck for the next 5 years? Or would you rather see the Knicks be competitive, be in the playoffs, have a chance to get to the finals for the next 6 years, for example? I'm just throwing numbers out there. And maybe not win a championship, but be competitive for the next 6 years. What would you prefer out of those two choices?
I prefer the longevity all the time, man. Because at least see like Dame Lillard, not Dame Lillard. Yeah, Dame Lillard, right? He doesn't want to leave Portland.
Some of that stuff they're not aware of or don't understand the perspectives. Like this is what I was trying to say earlier.
Oh, Marvin, I think you I can hear if you put yourself on mute. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you got to turn the YouTube off. You probably got YouTube and StreamYard together.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Ebru, my fault.
Well, it's just what was I saying? Oh, being like when you show up every night and you always have a good team out there, I just want to be like that. And just the point I was making with Dame Lillard is that he's there as a player. He knows that that what he would have to do to get a championship, ask for a trade or demand them or force the organization to make moves to do whatever. His thing is, listen, I'm here and I'm competing every night. Listen, that's your job to do whatever you think you need to do, whatever. So in my opinion, like if I was a Blazers fan, I would be so content with that. Dealing with that. My star is not complaining about why you're not bringing nobody in to help me. And then he's like, I'm not leaving. This is my team. So, I mean, I feel like you're in the trenches with me. So I could deal with like 15 years of your career being in the playoffs and stuff like that, because at least it's something that feels good. It's something that's real to me. It's not like the Nets where every like 2-3 years you're trying to buy another starting five or something like that. Right. I just want to have some soul and some consistency, something that I can put my hat on, stuff like that. He said, "Oh, but y'all didn't win the championship." I said, "Yeah, but from what 2000, 2020 to 2030, we was running stuff during that time, right?" And that memory, and that time period would just bring you back to that feeling. That I think that's most important to me.
Yeah, I hear you. Hold on 1 second, Marvin, are you there? Why am I getting closer? Like if you can't hear me from where I was, Marvin, can you hear me? I kill myself sometimes. I gotta tell you. All right, I'm gonna come right back to you, Marvin. I just wanted to make sure your mic and everything is working. I'm happy that everything is good because I know I want you to be able to talk for a little bit. I know you had a lot to say in the chat. I want to get your opinion on this, but I'm gonna come right back to you. Okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Good. Stafford Don. What do you think about Andy's question? Would you rather the Knicks win a championship next year and then stink for the next 5-6 years, or would you rather us be a good team for the next 5 or 6 years and have a chance each year, but maybe not get there?
It was 15 years, by the way.
It was 20 years.
Was it 15
years even?
Jeez,
it was
Andy, I mean, not too many teams is good, bro.
I'm not going to be gray. In 6
all right,
years.
so
let's
20,
I might be.
Let's do this. Let's split the difference. Let's say 10 years. Okay, a championship next year, and then stink for the next 9 years, or maybe be good for the next 10 years and have a chance each year, but maybe not get there. What do you think, Stafford?
Oh boy, Andy, that's a mixed emotion question right there, man. Because because you see, you almost 40. I'm in my 40s. I'm about to be, my birthday is tomorrow. So I'm gonna be
yes, sir.
Happy early birthday, Stafford.
Happy early birthday.
Don't let him fool you. Oh, no.
So I want to see Thank you, bro. Thank you. So I definitely want to see a championship in my years, but to be relevant for the next 20 years and not win something, bro, Andy, I got to take the championship right now, bro, because I don't know if I'm gonna ever see it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going for the championship tomorrow and be stink for the next 10 years, bro. Look, I need one bad because I'm seeing Milwaukee win one, Toronto win one. I live in Miami for years. I see they come and get one with Wade and Shaq, and then LeBron come and get those, bro. And I'm suffering right now, bro. I'm going high school, getting teased with the Knicks and the Pacers, and then I gotta come to work today and with the whole 20-point losing, and bro, it's frustrating. So I'm winning the championship now, bro. Give it to me today.
All right, cool. John, what you thinking, brother? What's your choice?
Yeah, I'm always gonna go with longevity because, like I said, growing up a Yankees fan, seeing us come from nothing to something and being relevant for as many years as we've been relevant, 30 years plus. You know what I mean? I always got to go with sort of the long game. And yeah, I mean, this question is sort of, there's a mixed bag of emotions there because you want to be able to say, hey, I've won a championship in my lifetime, and also experience that thrill of winning one, but also realizing that it isn't just cut and dry like that, right? You have to be relevant before you win a championship, as Kaiser Soze stated a little earlier. So I think it's sort of chapters, but for us, it's just about getting to a point of relevancy and then building off of that relevancy and hopefully potentially winning a championship. You ain't there until you're able to be there often. You know what I mean? There are moments and times where you get a lucky win and just everything lands in your way. But I think that's sort of short-lived, you know what I mean, that experience, because you can win one. Let's say if Brooklyn wins today, right, and they'll never win one ever again. You think their legacy is going to live on? Not really. You know what I mean? So it's about legacy for me. And then there's also something to be said that every championship team does it with a mixed bag, right? It's not going to always be just a bunch of young players. It's going to be a mix of young and old. It's just how you develop it. And to Freeze's point is, which direction are you planning to move in? You can have some rookies in there and in the mix, but if you're not planning to ride with them fully, then you have to have some veteran players come in and show sort of a winning or have a winning understanding in order to get over the hump, because that's sort of our problem. We get guys who haven't won in this league in the highest level, and then they may have played well in other teams, but they haven't really catapulted any team of their own. So they don't really necessarily know how to win games at the end. So I think for us, pick a direction, go with that direction. If it's young, we'll build with those young guys, but there's always going to be a mix of young and old.
Yeah. So before I get to Marvin, I'll just throw my take in there real quick. This is tough for me because I'm really, if you know me, my whole makeup is on the side of longevity. Like if I won $300 million right now, I'd have a hard time figuring. No, that's a lie. I'll take the lump sum. But if I won the win for life thing, because the win for life, you win like $1,000 a week, which is not, it's not bad money, but it's nothing like, oh, I'm rich now that I got $1,000 extra a week. It helps, but you win either the $1,000 a week or you can take the lump sum for whatever that means, which is probably not that as much money. I'm about taking that $1,000 a week. I'll be good with that. Throw that in my bank account. But for whatever reason, when it comes to certain teams that I'm a fan of, I'm a Giant fan, I'm a Met fan, I'm a Knicks fan. And if it was the Giants, I'm all about longevity, right? Because I've seen championships with the Giants. I know what they are. I know what they can be, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. The Mets, I've seen championships with the Mets, but I need the Mets to win now. So that's just how I feel about it. The Knicks, even though I'm on the side of longevity, I think I might need that chip. I think that chip, first off, I think that chip will level out some of these crazy Knicks fans, because some of these Knicks fans are nuts. So if you give them a chip, that'll finally change. And maybe Knicks fans start acting like other fans. Who knows? Because we never saw a chip. A lot of guys like wilding out here. So I think a chip might be what I need. And I'll take us not being a good team for the next 10 years. We get that chip, I'll be happy. So that's my take. I'm surprised I'm even saying this take, but it is what it is. Marvin.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, E-Real? What's going on, guys?
Let's go, my brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, Ron, for you giving. That's what this is all about, man. You give the fans a chance to be heard, man. And I just want to say a couple of things. Me and E-Real had a great conversation the other night about this thing.
Yeah,
man.
I heard it, man. You was going in, the positivity, the love. I was there for all of it. Continue, brother.
Yeah, man. And I really appreciate that. And I want to say to all the fans, man, it's not, we want to be realistic about everything, guys. Now think about it. The question at hand is, do you want the Knicks to win the chip now or within 15 years? We got to be realistic about that, man. Winning organizations usually start from the top. And if you think about it, incompetent organization at the top is hard to win a championship. And that's not saying anything about the Knicks organization, but you can go in the books and look at some of the things that they have did. Did you guys know that they still have Phil Jackson on their books? These are things that have timid them from getting rid of Tibbs right now. That aberration wins of last year, hey, man, that was great. But hey, things happen. It's not the end of the world, oh, guys. Think about being Sacramento. 70 years, guys. 70. They haven't not won a championship in 70 years. So it ain't that bad. I mean, think about it. I mean that. But to be realistic about a championship, and I'm going to ask the whole panel, do you guys think this team is ready to win a championship, or do they need help? And you can win and rebuild. And if you do that, like I said about Andy's take, it was a great take. You can win with young guys, get them to the playoffs, and that will be a great experience for them. 2 to 3 years down the road, hey, man, these guys are strong. So in my eyes, I look at it as patience, understanding, and us as fans, we have to be more knowledgeable about people's feelings, man. Think about it, guys. How many superstar free agents have come to New York? That's not a mistake, guys. It's not a mistake. It's heard around the league. The guys talk. Us as fans have a lot to do with that. We really do. Supporting your team is one of the most important things that free agents really deal, man. Good players. They love fans who cheer them. And they want to be criticized when they're doing wrong, but they do not want to be disrespected. So I just want to say, in a realistic look, if you guys, what's happening with you guys, it's Tibbs. I mean, hey, man, he's a good coach, but he can blind you guys. He really can. He runs the players in the ground. He really does. That's why you start off fast, and then by the fourth quarter, everybody's mad at the players like they can't play. Well, they tired. RJ and Randall, the 2 and 3 most minutes played in the NBA. And it ain't even All-Star break. That's too many minutes, guys. So I say, be patient, get the right coach, and everything will pan out.
Hey, I agree with you on that, Marvin S. I just wanted to say, I don't know, and then I'll get right back to you, Andy. I don't know if you saw, I forgot, I don't even know who at this point, is it there? Nah, I got rid of it. I'm sorry. So someone put in the chat, I forgot who it was. I apologize to you, but if you know who you are, I appreciate you. That at this point in the season, Randall has played 325 more minutes than any other NBA player. That is crazy.
Think
so
of that.
You to your point, that's nuts.
Yeah. Well, see, now this boils back to the days when he was in Chicago, the turmoil he just created in Minnesota. I'm not knocking Tibbs, guys. He's a great coach, but he's so fat-headed he will not change his ways, and it doesn't work in these days in the NBA. Now, you remember I started this conversation by saying top organizations, winning championship teams, start at the top. The ownership knew this before they hired him, but it was a glorified hire. It was enough to satisfy the fans, which they really feel they need to do. But to win a championship, you need to be smart with this, guys. It's not just bringing a name in. That's like, I listen to fans all the time in New York who say, man, we can never get a free agent. We can never get well, for some reason, I don't understand it. Just like I've heard so many people say, how long you guys been needing a point guard? Come on, man. Now that's just incompetence to me. I mean, it's almost like they're trying to lose. I mean, it's like having a bicycle with no front tire. You can't ride the damn thing. It doesn't make sense to me, man. So let's lay blame where it should be laid. Let's lay blame where it should be laid, and let's together and get this team back on track. It's not, you guys, you're not far off. Listen, there's point guards out there. If the front office want to get them, once you pull that money out, guys will come. And all you guys need is a point guard. That's it. You get Obi in the game, and like in the end, I'll go back to Andy's take. You want to win, and you can do that with the young players. And if you get in and play in, think about the experience it would do for those young players, guys.
I hear you, Andy. Well, you had your hand up. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to exactly follow up again with this Tibbs situation. Let's imagine we get rid of Tibbs, right? It's going to be like first day of the off season, right? We get bounced from the season, and the decision is to cut Tibbs, right? Before free agency starts, before we even make a move, before the draft day, even sooner than that, before the draft day. My question is the front office gonna keep this roster around for the new coach, or we're gonna make moves, like huge moves, like get rid of 6 guys and get 6 guys new here for the new coach. Because for me, and Iru had a show on this, that Tibbs is not using Kemba Walker, right? He, at the beginning of the season, I didn't see many plays ran for Evan Fournier like we, used to run at this point, and now we see the difference of his play. And I'm not trying to, say that Evan Fournier is the most valuable player on the Knicks, nothing like that. But we see the difference of his play, and I realize that he's a streaky shooter and stuff like that. There's difference in the offense with Fournier now, and like after the first week of the season. So just trying to see if, for example, we cut Tibbs and we have Johnny Bryan, right, as the head coach. Does he use Fournier, Walker, and the bench in other rotations, other offensive game plan? Or does he ask the front office, listen, you got to get rid of this, and this guy and get me, these type of players? Because, for me, it's not only about chemistry, because I really value chemistry. But if we're going to, bounce a coach on a 5-year deal in the second year, we're never going to get this under control. And I'm not, defending Tibbs, but listen, if we're going to always rotate, we're not going to let this brew and stew. I think even if this might be like the guys previously said, even if this is the vet's direction, right? We got to let it last a little bit longer to be certain that it's not going to work. And I don't think one season it's not even the one season, it's like 60 games in. And people already calling for Fournier, already calling for Kemba's head and stuff like that. Meanwhile, if you were thinking, and we would go probably on the shows before the season, everybody wanted, get rid of Peyton and was happy that Kemba was here. Everybody was cursing out Bullock, and we were happy that Fournier, he has a better offensive game, whereas defense, but we were happy because we thought that this is going to be a way better roster. And, after 60 games, we're like, nah, burn it down. Get, trade these guys, get another guys. Who says that the guys that we're going to, bring in for those guys are going to be better? It might be the next season, might be the same story. So, yeah, and that's just a question. If, if the Knicks going to have another coach, in the offseason, is the plan to keep this rotation and this roster, or, make major changes? Because, I'm not saying that, maybe Kemba's done and, they're going to trade him because he wants out. Maybe Mitch is going to bounce because he's a unrestricted free agent, so he can leave on his own. And, that's going to be a problem for the Knicks to fill that starting center, because, if Mitch, leaves and we're going to have Nerlens as a starting center, God forbid that happening, because, Knicks fans would tear their, hair out. But listen, that might be the situation. And then what's the new coach going to do with Nerlens at the starting center if he's unavailable like 50 games out of 60?
Right.
How are you going to build around that? And
that's a good point.
We're going to be in the same situation that we're basically in right now. So,
yeah, I'll say this to that. I mean, there's no telling, of course, who's going to be brought in and let go over a few seasons. But I think, in my perspective, if I was running the team, I would try to get more athletic. You know what I mean? I would do my best to try to look to see who's available that's more athletic and more versatile versus who we have now currently on our roster. I think the versatility and length and in youthfulness and athleticism is something that we lack. And if we can sort of adjust there, and doesn't necessarily mean whether or not we move on from Tibbs or not. I think that's what the Knicks the Knicks front office should be doing. Looking of ways to get more athletic and more and gather more length. It doesn't always pan out, as we know. Kevin Knox was that sort of player, right? Came in with length and was athletic, but you have to have this sort of, you have to be able to figure out or assess guys that may come in and have the right attitude and right mind state, right? Very similar to a Grimes or a McBride, and that sort of the kind of players that we need. We just need them to come with a little bit more length, a little bit more skill set. And if we could do that, then I think we'll be in better shape. I think Fournier is a good piece, but he could be valuable to another team, right? And if we can get some assets for him now that he's playing well, I say that why not try it? If we're moving on from Randall and don't want to go in the direction of having Randall lead this team, let's find some takers for him. I don't believe in that a team should just focus on one player. I think a team should be built with multiple players with multiple skill sets that have camaraderie. And if you can't build camaraderie with the team, then we have to move on with that player, because it's about what's in front of the jersey, not what's in the back of the jersey. It's not about the name in the back.
Yeah, John. So let me piggyback on that. So name me 3 guys. I'm not going to ask for more names. 3 guys that you would try to trade. Just and now I'm not asking for the names that you would bring in, right? Just 3 guys, three guys that you would like. I'm cool with those guys being out, and like, you know, maybe someone, you know, in place of them. Because for me, it's, for example, I would easily trade Burks. I would easily trade Quickly. And the third guy, listen, I don't know, if we would get a better piece, I'm willing to trade Obi. If Tibbs is going to be the coach and he's going to drive Randall with these kind of minutes, I see no point of keeping Obi on the roster, because, you know, he's going to be an asset that can bring you something really valuable back. And if he's going to be getting like 8 to 10 minutes, you know, I can eat and I can watch the Knicks playing with a vet even in those 8 minutes, right? And I'm not going to be after every game like, man, he only had 8 minutes. I'm not going to be, you know, wilding out if that's even like, you know, like a vet like we had in Kurt Thomas. He would be getting those kind of 8 minutes. I was like, okay, listen, someone had to play those 8 minutes, right? But, you know, maybe another coach would use, you know, split the minutes more divided, right? Randall would get like 32 minutes and, you know, 16 would be, you know, to Obi, right? So what would be the 3 guys that you would be willing to part ways to make the roster better?
I personally am willing to move on from anyone on this team, to be honest. I'm not concerned about any particular player. I don't ride with any particular player. I like the players that we have. If we have to move anyone, let's move them. As long as we can get comparable players back, you know, for, let's say, a Randall or a Barrett to sort of adjust our formula and make it work for our needs, then that's what we'll do. I like players like Marvin Bagley. I like players that, you know, can come in and give a little spark, you know what I mean, and sort of have that versatility. I like players like Marcus Smart. There's a bunch of players that you can bring in who can help your team. Doesn't necessarily need to be a number 1 option. I don't believe in this whole 2K narrative that you bring in, you leave a star and you get double the amount of star. You know what I mean? Like that's unrealistic. So for me, it's just about figuring out what, if we're going with Tibbs, figure out what Tibbs wants. And that's what the front office should be doing. Figuring out, sitting down with Tibbs, what do you want to make this team better? And if you don't make this team better for us in the winning column, guess what? Your leash is very short. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think that's the conversations that are happening, because I think there's a friendship, there's a kingship around the front office and Tibbs. So, and I think they're giving him his leeway. But they aren't speaking, because they aren't cohesive enough to bring in the right mix of players to sort of match what we're seeing on the court. You know what I mean? Especially when you say, hey, I don't got space for Cam, but yet you don't deliver on moving 1 or 2 players to make room for Cam. If that was Tibbs' decision to bring Cam on, you get what I'm saying? So I think there needs to be a little bit more cohesion. I think there needs to be some transparency around how the Knicks are run. And regardless whether or not I don't want to have them tell me everything that's going on, because I believe in that's a job of PR to make sure that their lips are quiet and no one's really speaking out of place. But I think there needs to be a respect level where you have to, as a front office, meet with your coach, meet with your coaching staff, see how to make the team better, and at some point make those adjustments when necessary, because we can't keep going through sort of a mix and match bag of who's playing, who isn't. Are you going to bench Kemba? Are you not? Are you going to give Cam minutes? Are you not? RJ's now sitting. Now you threatening whether RJ is the player that you want to ride with. You know what I mean? Like, all of that is a bit ridiculous. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just my take real quick. Yeah, because I gotta go.
No problem, brother.
Andy, if I'm not in favor of firing Tibbs, But if Johnny Bryant was to be the coach, it all depends on what the front office puts in front of him as far as the roster. But I do think he will make changes. And to John's point, I think he will go more athletic and be more innovative in the offense, meaning like a more pace offense and have us running more. But Tibbs, he's what, 63, 64?
I think he's 63.
Something like that.
63 now, yeah.
So I mean, I don't, as I say, if they fire him, they're gonna be paying 3 or 4 coaches, and I don't think Dolan wants that. So I see Tibbs probably finishing out probably the next 2 seasons, because I think the first 3 seasons is guaranteed. And so he gonna ride it out. But to John's point, we do need to be more athletic and full of pace. And we definitely, as Marvin said earlier, it's kind of ridiculous that we haven't been able to address the point guard spot in how many years, right? And we could see that in the other game the other night, evident that we didn't have a point guard to really settle down these guys and stop the bleeding.
Right.
So it all depends on the front office, Andy, as I was saying before, man. Or Marvin was saying, it starts from the top, to build a good organization. So, let it, I guess, let it cook for right now and see where it can go. And it's tough. Like I said earlier, man, it's hard being a Knicks fan right now, bro. And I really don't know what direction that this team is going, because we can't hear from Leon Rose. We don't know nothing. It's a whole bunch of speculation. He say, she say. It's kind of depressing. So, Andy, I don't know, man. It's a tough. It's very tough, bro. Well, with that being said,
just to make it shorter answer, you think Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier would be better under another coach, or it's only like they're let's say bad under Tibbs?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It all depends on the front office, who they put out and bring back, because he's just a coach. He's going to just have to work with what he has. So if Kemba and Fournier was to be back, I guess he will still have to use them. But I don't know how much, what I'm saying? Because Kemba can't go back-to-back games. You understand what I'm saying? So I really can't say it. It all depends on what the front office do in the off season and to bring in whoever they bring in. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, but I was rather looking if, for example, if Johnny Bryan was the and he make the offense a little bit faster, I think Kemba and Fournier would both benefit more off of it, right?
Yeah, right.
And then they're just walking it up and giving the ball through Randall on the whole playmaking stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. If it's Johnny Bryan, he will make the offense more innovative and more faster.
Exactly. So that's why I think Kemba would look better. Maybe it's only because that he would get more opportunities on the offensive end to score. So the numbers would be padded a little bit higher, but I think at least he would look better than what we have now. So
yeah, you know what? Let me say this real quick and then get back over to Ebru. Wanted to ask him what he feels about this, because I think this is interesting. My whole thing is, let me say these 2 things. One, I think the Knicks made a mistake in bringing Tom Thibodeau here. I understand that Tom Thibodeau is a really good coach. He can instill a culture. It did work last year. He did show us something. He did get some of the best out of some of our players on the defensive end, and I guess you could say offensively by putting them in the positions that they were in, like Randall being able to hold the ball and facilitate and stuff like that. So give him credit for that. But if you're going to have a team where you've got 6 or whatever, 7 vets and then 9 rookies or young players, it's not the right mix for Tom Thibodeau. And Tom Thibodeau is also a coach that he's stubborn in his ways and shows that he doesn't want to play young talent unless they are of a certain type of level. And we're not that team right now. I don't think we're ready to win. I think you could bring 2 players over here right now that are really good in the NBA, and we're not ready to win. It's more than just a couple players. It's a culture. It's having a team full of the right guys. You know, you got to have the right point guard, you know, the right small forward, the right big man. You got to make sure everything you have is the right mix. And also your style of play has to be conducive to these players. I don't think Tibbs's offensive style of play is what some of these guys really need. I think you can get more out of them with a different coach. So as much as I respect Tibbs and think he's a really good coach, I just think the Knicks made a mistake because I think they jumped the gun a little bit. Like Tibbs is not a coach that should have come in for this particular team at this point. Maybe a couple years down the line when you see RJ's expanding on his role, you draft young guys like Grimes and they've been playing for a little bit. They solidified and they know what they need to do on the court. Then you bring in a Tibbs and then you say, okay, now with Tibbs here and these guys, we know their roles, how they're playing. Then we could say, all right, we need to go out and get like a DeMar DeRozan, whoever it is. And then we need another big who is solidified, who knows how to do this. And that might take us to the next level. But we're nowhere near that. And I think they're jumping steps here. I don't know what they're doing. So I think, go ahead, Staffer.
Well, before I go real quick, I kind of agree with you a little bit and not agree with you because, with Tibbs now, he came in here and he set a culture. You understand what I'm saying? And he in my opinion, I think he showed guys how to win and how to go about to be a professional, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not praising him or anything like that. I won't get the chat all riled up, right? But he set a standard for us, even though you didn't like him coming in for him as a coach right now, but he still gave us that standard and that relevancy. So the next coach that comes in here, they have to do better than him on that particular level, right? So that's all I'm gonna say about that. And tune in tomorrow, NBA 1-on-1. I'm gonna have Queen Steph on the show. She will be there with us tomorrow. So shout out to her. She will be on the show. It's gonna be at 4 p.m. with Soulfinger and I. And Ron and John, thanks for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure. Shout out to Marvin, brother. Shout out to Andy N. Die Hard Knicks podcast. Shout out to you. Nice meeting you, my brother. Keep up the good work, fellas. I'll be listening in the background. And God bless you all. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Blessings and love.
Thank you, Staffordon. Thank you.
And enjoy that B-Day, man.
Yes, definitely. Salute to you, brother. Happy B-Day tomorrow, man. Enjoy yourself. Don't get too wild tonight because I know you're going to be wilding out. Hold on.
Give thanks. Blessings and respect to everyone with the birthday blessings. I appreciate it. Enough. Over 40 years. It's a blessing. It's a long time coming. From the days of coming up on the streets of Trinidad where you see gunshots every day and no electricity and no water to see where I'm at right now. It's a blessing. So give thanks to the Almighty for hopefully see tomorrow, and give thanks for the people that the love that they've been showing me. Right. So I appreciate that. So y'all have a blessed evening. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. So I mean, that's kind of, and I understand what Staff is saying, but I feel like this is not a slight on Tibbs. This could be anybody. If you brought Pat Riley in here right now, I mean, Pat Riley has done great things with teams. He turns them around, gets them to play his type of basketball. And yeah, he might get this team to be gritty, right? But Pat Riley needs stars on his team. Pat Riley has all his teams had good players on that team. You say the Knicks had Patrick Ewing, but the Knicks had really good role players, right? Maybe they didn't have that extra star that Ewing needed to get them over the hump. But you had one superstar and you had a bunch of really good players who knew their roles. So the Lakers were great. Miami, you know, the players he had on Miami when he was the coach. Like, he has players wherever he's at. So you bring him to this Knicks team where we don't even necessarily have a superstar. Julius Randle might be a star. And then RJ could be a star, but he's not there yet. So Pat Riley, I think, would go through similar struggles. Yeah, he might get them playing a little harder. Maybe they wouldn't fold in a game when they have a 28-point lead, but they still wouldn't be as good as we would love them to be because they don't have necessarily all the talent. So I'm saying it's not a knock on Tibbs. I'm just saying this team is young. We're still in the rebuild. I mean, we're jumping steps. That's like, this is not how a rebuild works. Other teams have shown you the blueprint and they do it the right way. We decided to blow it up, you know, and bring in young guys, and then we're stockpiling draft picks, but we're still early in the process. I said this before last year. I said last year, I hope we play good basketball, and if we make the playoffs, great. But I don't want us to think that we're ready. Next year, we build on that. Now we got to the first round. Let's see if we can get to the second round. I'm like for the slow grind. Like, this right now is too much. We're getting wild with it. And that's the reason why we're struggling. The Knicks, they're jumping all over the place. So I'm saying bring in a different type of coach who understands young talent, who values the veteran presence, whatever we have, and knows how to incorporate and intertwine the two of them so that we can get a good mix of players out there while our young guys are still growing. And there's no real expectations. We might get more out of that team than we're getting out of this team. That team might supersede what we expect them to be and overperform. And maybe we get back into the playoffs next year. That's all I'm saying. We could, you know, I just think that, you know, they took a wrong turn. So before I get to Eru real quick, let me do this because I do this every Saturday show. This is important to our brand and what we're trying to do here. As I say all the time, New Year, same me, but since John says same us, more subscribers. So appreciate you guys. Definitely continue to tune in. We love the love you guys show us, and the support has been tremendous. Right now, when we started the show today, I don't know what we're at now. When we started the show, we had 570 subscribers. We're still growing. Thank you. Our goal is to get to 1,000 by the beginning of spring. Hopefully that's April 1st or around there. But, you know, we also have a challenge issued by one of our own, Mr. Jose, the background Don. Jose, no way, Jose, whatever you want to call him. He said that if you guys can get us to 700 subscribers by the end of February, he will jump on a show and show his face and actually chop it up with us. So, I mean, I know he's like the wizard back there. It'll be nice to see Jose. We want this, man. Come on, guys. Tell your nana. Hey, you know, some of y'all like to go out, right? You know, you and the missus, bring the babysitter over, watch the kids. Tell the babysitter, yo, while she's watching the kids, tell her put on Still Knicks Fans, subscribe. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm saying. Come on, guys. Let's get it cracking. Let's get Jose to show his face. Let's get to 700 subscribers by the end of February, on the road to 1,000 by April 1st. Let's get it going, guys.
If Jose was here, he would put on the sound.
Yeah, man. So, Eru, what do you think about what Andy was talking about, and the whole point of one? How do you feel about Tibbs being the current coach of the Knicks? Do you think it was the right move for them? And to Andy's point, do you think under another coach, maybe we'd see more out of a Kemba and a Fournier? Maybe it's the system that, at least let's say the offensive system that he's implementing, that might be hurting us or holding us back.
Well, I've been writing notes like crazy just so I can stay organized. There's a lot of stuff happening here. But,
I see you really do like organization, brother.
Yeah, I can't remember nothing. I'm over 42, so I can't remember a damn thing. My wife is not here, so I can't. I don't have nobody to remember that for. But
I got you.
But if you guys want to get more subscribers, you got to make Jose do something strange for change. Just have the poll going right down the screen and just let him. That's how you're gonna get more followers.
I got you.
Well, Well, here's the thing. Like I had something else to say, but you guys brought up Pat Riley. I mean, Pat Riley to me is the master of roster construction. Because he came from the Showtime Lakers, and even with the Showtime Lakers, they revamped themselves a few times over there. In the beginning, they were heavy with a lot of Kareem, and then Kareem got older, and he became just a trailer. And then Magic started getting Byron Scott involved. He was averaging 20 points a game at one point. So there's so many different ways that you can do that you can run it and win. All you need is talent. You don't need the right coach. You don't need the right players. You don't need the right point guard. You just need somebody in there that's a basketball guy that really knows what the hell he's doing out there. And then on top of that, as soon as he got to the Knicks, like immediately Pat Riley traded Mark Jackson and all those guys, and then we ended up with Charles Smith and all these dudes. Everybody was like, "What is this? What kind of roster is this?" Next thing you know, we in the finals. And then like right after that, Pat Riley wanted to change us again, but the Knicks organization didn't want to give him the power. So that was mistake number one. How many years did it take for Miami to get right on our level? Just only a couple seasons. As soon as he left the Knicks, I want to say maybe 2 seasons. The Miami Heat were right at our level, looking at us right in our face, punching us in the mouth every year. So and then even fast forward to that, as soon as that Tim Hardaway era went away, they tanked maybe only a couple years. They got Dwayne Wade. They also had Beasley. They traded these guys. They got Lamar Odom. And then and Shaq and all this other stuff, So I mean, there's so many different ways that you can build a roster, but you just need a competent person up front to get it together. And then also, Pat Riley said he had his coaches. He had Stan. He had Stan Van Gundy there. He said, "Yo, Stan, get out of here, bro. Let me go down there." And then he went down there and he coached the same people that Van Gundy. I mean, that Van Gundy had, the Stan Van Gundy. He went down there and coached those same guys and got them into the championship. I think with that same year with what's it, Antoine Walker and those, they had a bunch of ragtag guys, led by Dwayne Wade, and they was able to win the championship because you just need guys that know what they're doing. So just to get to the point, right? Hindsight is 20/20. Tom Thibodeau is the coach. Okay, me personally, I wanted Kenny Atkinson, but let me just talk about Tibbs. Tibbs got here and he got us to a winning culture. The winning culture. Okay, cool. He wanted to play a certain style. Bullock and Randall. Nobody liked the way it looked, but we still won. So it works. But so my thing is, the Knicks should have doubled down on what Tom Thibodeau wanted to do. If they double down and get more defenders and more guys that play that grindhouse style, more veteran like that, then maybe we'll be in a better spot. But what the Knicks did, they did get veterans. They got Kemba Walker and they got Fournier. They figured getting these veterans would elevate the team. But in turn, Tom Thibodeau pushed away from these guys because historically guys don't play defense and stuff. So that's my thing. Tom Thibodeau is not necessarily a coach that's going to be able to improvise in that way. So he went from teaching us how to win, building a winning culture, to teaching us how to lose again. Because right now he's losing and he's trying to spoon feed this to us and make us eat it. And to me that's not right, because listen, you got Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker's knees is fried. Yes. Everybody knows that, but you got Derrick Rose coming off the bench, so there's no reason for Kemba Walker to be getting fried. And then on top of that, you got Quickly playing point guard, you got Burks playing point guard, and you drafted McBride. So where's the excuse? Where's the excuse? You're supposed to be the this world-renowned coach, but you got somebody like me sitting in my car telling you how to run a team. It doesn't make no sense to me. So like hindsight is 20/22. If he was to hire Kenny Atkinson, I think Kenny Atkinson, he probably would have got us closer to winning last year, but maybe not necessarily, the way that we did it last year. But I think leading into this season, Kenny Atkinson would have saw these players that we have, and he would have better utilized them, because the evidence with that was, look what he was doing with the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, he had a bunch of ragtag dudes. Some of those guys are not even in the NBA anymore. He got some of those guys contracts on Toronto and all these different teams. But he had a ragtag group of guys that was able to win while he was there. But the Nets decided to go chase stars and stuff like that. So that's something else. But to me, like that's just it for me. It's just very frustrating, because I mean, like you're gonna make a trade for like a point guard, but then now if Tibbs gets the point guard that you trade for, is that the guy that he wants? Is he gonna be able to implement him into what he wants to do? See, that's like kind of like backwards, man. Because like if we do have Kemba Walker is a pick and roll point guard. So can we run some pick and roll for Kemba Walker, please? It doesn't make no sense. You got Kemba Walker. His knees are messed up. But if he's out there, why you got him playing like Alfred Payton? You got him playing it, standing in the corner, waiting for a three, or standing next to Julius Randle, like just kind of just doing like this. You know, Kemba Walker has had the ball in his hand since he was like 5 years old, playing point guard. So now you wait till he gets like 32 and talk about, nah, man, just stand right there and let Julius Randle smash his head into the front post over there. You know, catch the rebound, go full court, and come on, man, what are you doing? You know, so that's really my thing about it. There's a couple other points too I wanted to make. You know,
he was writing stuff down, boy. That boy was dying.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Well, those are all great points.
Yeah, I actually gotta go, but you know, like I'm gonna big up State. You know, I gotta mention State if I'm on here. State is always saying, yo, 2027, we about to get this guy. We're going to save this money. We're going to trade for that guy. We're going to sign for this guy. He becomes a free agent in 2032. And it's like, but dude, it's 2022, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's 2022. You know, like people that are young say, like, State is 32. State think he's going to live forever. But he don't realize that 2032, you're going to be 42, my brother. You know, and me, I'm going to be retired. You know, sitting somewhere, you know, with bad, you know, whatever you can imagine. So it's like, come on, man, this is basketball. This is not, we're not trying to like run a country. You know, we're not like shout out to Andy, he's in Poland and stuff. We're not trying to worry about Russia coming out the back door, you know, stealing our cable and stuff. You know, that's not what's happening here. You know, so it's really basic. This is basketball, yo. You have to walk up, run a point, run a pick and roll. You got Julius Randle, you know, stop driving him into the ground, set a pick, and let him go downhill. That's what he does. You know, it's simple mathematics. You know, Fournier, he likes to get busy in the offense. Let him get the way that Fournier's playing now. That's where we should have used him in the beginning. We want RJ to get involved in the offense. Everybody can see that, but why did it take Tom Thibodeau damn near half a season to figure that out? You know, so this is all frustrating stuff. There's, you know, because I mean, it's crazy, man. It's like you know, like it's like a child almost. It's like I gave you the instructions, right? Yo, listen, like take the chicken out. Simple like that. Check the chicken out, leave it on the counter so it can thaw out, so I can make the chicken when I get home. So you gave him the instructions, you give him everything you need to do. You come home, what happened? The chicken is still in the freezer. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? All you have to do is take the chicken out and put it on the counter. I didn't tell you to cook the chicken. I just take it out the damn refrigerator. Like, what's the matter with you? And he's like, you know, well, so yeah, I got something else to do. I was doing something or whatever. But it's like, come on, man. You know, so that's why I am with it, frustrated wise, because I mean, like. I mean, it's crazy, man. You know, I don't want to. You know, we all kind of go along with it, with this stuff. But my thing is like, stop lying to me. You know, stop telling me, oh, you ever do this? You got to earn this minutes. Man, get out of here with that, man. Come on, man. Julius Randle drive. The Knicks run the same play where all five guys run. 2 guys on one side, 2 guys on the other side. Freaking Randle is running. He just got the rebound, running full speed up the court, and then he headbutts the guy that's guarding him. Then he turns to the left, and then the guy is standing right there in his face. He turns the other way, and he tries to pass it, turnover. Next thing you know, they run up the court. But then, like, we see that, we all see that. But then freaking Tom Thibodeau runs the same play 17 times straight after that. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And then, well, this is my last point. Like I'm getting excited, but like the last point against Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Nets, freaking Cam Thomas, they ran that same Cam Thomas play like literally like 42 times in the fourth quarter, bro. Like that was the Kevin Durant play. Just have him coming down, skipping down the lane, whatever. Have LaMarcus Aldridge making lattes in the paint. Whenever LaMarcus Aldridge decided to come out and set a pick, then he comes out and set a pick, and then Cam just takes his little, and then he just shoots it or lays it up. They did it like 47 times. It's like, bro, could you stop him, please? Stop him. You know, and then in between time they ran 47 times, but then the Knicks, like he had Obi in there and Mitch in there at the same time, and he had quickly running the point, and it was working. And then he took him out. Like, what are you doing? It was working. And then he took him out, and then it's like, you get what I'm saying? This is like a freaking whirlwind, man, and it should not be happening. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's like it's literally like I'm talking to a child. Yo, I gave you $10. You know, keep it in your pocket just in case something happens. Yo, hey dad, what's up? Hey, what's up? Yeah, yo, could you cash out me like $10? So what happened to the $10 I gave you? Nah, man, you know what happened was, you know. But listen, I gave you that money. I gave you that money for a freaking reason, just in case something happens. You know, you got that bread. just in case you could buy a MetroCard or whatever, or you could jump in a cab 1, 2, 3. You don't have to worry about it, you know. But I gave you the money. What you bought it on, fam? What did you buy it on? You know, that's really all I gotta say.
You said a lot, brother. It's true. It's true, man. Eru, listen, I'm with you 100%, brother. 100%.
It's real life. I mean, we talk about basketball, but you could convert that into real life. You know, it's not that serious. It's not rocket science, bro. You know, like I could teach this old lady walking across the street how to shoot a jump shot, and she'll be able to shoot free throws by the end of the night, man. You know, it's not that serious. Just freaking do what you gotta. Like I'm telling you, I love basketball so much. I got two little boys, right? We can play games that they don't know how to play. All I gotta do is tell them 1, 2, 3. As soon as they get it, they're gonna be a fucking they're gonna be an expert at basketball. They don't take but 2 seconds. If you can't dribble, I can put you on the court in such a way that I can take advantage of your skill set. Simple like that. My kids can't play offense. Guess what? We're gonna press. These kids are gonna press you to death and make the other coach wanna like, you know, pull the ref to the side and say, listen, they cheating. You know, there's many ways to play basketball. There's so many ways to play basketball. Unreal.
It's a fact. You know what, Eru? I wanted to, because that was incredible. Like, thank you for all of that, brother. I'm glad you wrote stuff down because we needed it. Your point about the chicken. Listen. There's 116 people watching right now. I'm assuming some of y'all are young. I'm just assuming. That chicken analogy was huge, okay? Because let me tell you something. That's the thing that, look, I don't know everybody's situation. Some people got it. Some people don't got it. I've been a person who hasn't had it all the time. That chicken being thawed on the table or counter is important. You don't understand the trickle-down effect, and that's what our Knicks are. You don't take that chicken out. I get home, there's nothing to cook. Now what am I going to do? I can't thaw anything out, so now I got to spend money and buy food. Maybe that money's for a bill. You see, it's the trickle-down effect, man. Y'all, that chicken is huge, bro.
Yeah, one more thing to that. Let's say, like listen, our fandom is like, we at work for X amount of hours, right? I want some chicken. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the fandom, like, we waiting for 10 years for a championship, right? And we finally got a good coach and this, that, and the other. So the chicken, I'm like, my God, the chicken is on the counter. I cannot wait to throw that thing in the air fryer, bro. I just bought some tangent or some adobo or whatever I'm gonna put on there, and I'm about to make me the best chicken you ever heard. But then, like, watching the Knicks, it's like, yo, I waited all this time, and the chicken is not. You know, say that drives me crazy. I'm working so hard and taking care of you guys. The least that you could do is put the damn chicken on the counter when I asked you to. You know, that's the energy. That's the energy that I have. It's like, yo, we work so hard, all this stuff. Well, you're talking about having money to get a phone line and stuff like that. Listen, and all I ask you guys is to subscribe. God. Would you subscribe to the podcast already? You know, so we can do it. Like, it's so simple. You know, like, it's not gonna hurt you. Just, you know, anyway.
I hear you, brother. But listen, like, the Knicks are that way, brother. It's like, you know, take the chicken out, let it thaw, and then the Knicks are so bad, especially right now. You take the chicken out, you let it thaw. I come home, I open the package. The chicken smells bad, bro. I can't cook this chicken. That's the Knicks right now. I can't cook the chicken.
That's another thing too. Yeah, listen. You know, I came home late for work, and you just left the chicken there all night. Oh. Right? You know what I'm saying? You just left it out there. You know, I wasn't coming home. You didn't just think, hey, let me put the chicken back in the refrigerator. It goes around the circles, but anyway, I gotta go. I appreciate you guys, man. So thank you,
Eru. Thank you once again. Appreciate you jumping on. Hey, happy birthday to your son. Tell him, hey, still Knicks fans and everybody. We said happy birthday. Hopefully he enjoys himself, man.
Word up. All right, see you guys later, man.
Right,
Yo, man. Peace, Andy.
Peace,
later.
You.
Later.
Yo, I bet you he was gonna just step out of the car and his wife is gonna throw that cake from the third floor on him. She's like,
where you been talking Knicks again?
Yeah, he ain't driving for the last 45 minutes, like, and he has that seatbelt on, just pretending.
All right,
man.
I'll see you guys.
Peace, bro.
Later, bro. Hey, Marvin, are you still here with us, bro? You might have to unmute.
Before Marvin jumps on again, I'm also going to be heading out, man. It's about time for me to tend to my family as well. But yo, much pleasure. Appreciate you, Ron, for always holding it down. Andy, thank you for joining us today. Marvin, thank you for joining us today. And to everyone on the chat, much appreciation. thank you all for tuning in. We admire everything that you guys are doing for us, and appreciate it. And definitely keep tuning into our Knicks content. We have great stuff. Still Knicks fans, NBK Network. You see a lot of us there. So appreciate you. God bless. Stay easy.
My brother John, man. Good to see you as always. Marvin.
Yes, sir. Hey, man.
Okay, there you go. All right, yeah, man. So yeah, these all the weak guys got out of here, man. They can't hang for the long. I'll be here for another 3-4 hours. You know what I mean? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
man. I got another 10 minutes in me at least. Make that 3. I like to hit the 3-hour mark. But yeah, man. So I know you were sitting back listening to. We had a lot to say. Do you have any takes, any thoughts on what was said?
Yeah, man. First, I want to say shout out to Eru, man. You tell me, man. I tell you, if that guy ain't the funniest guy in the world, I tell you, I love you. Man. Hey, man, happy birthday to his son too, man.
Right.
But to you, Andy, your takes on this Knicks organization are great, man. And first of all, I want to start off by saying, you guys mentioned Pat Riley. One thing about a Pat Riley type coach, man, is people want to play for him, man.
That's true.
One thing about Pat Riley, and one thing about the Knicks organization, they had a little issue about Pat with ownership on this thing, guys. Well, now just think if they would have gave a little bit of that up, we wouldn't be on this podcast having these conversations right now, guys. Everywhere Pat Riley, Phil Jackson went, they won. And that's because guys want to play for him, guys. In the Knicks case, and here's another thing I want to say. Picture this, guys. Just imagine this, Knicks fan. If Tom Thibodeau would just change just a little, man, you got the perfect coach, guys. He's a great defensive coach. If he changes offensive philosophy, his rotations and whatnot, and this starts at the front, upstairs, guys, the front office. They need to get him upstairs. Here's the deal, because I don't believe they're going to fire him, even though he's well due of a firing. But they are so afraid of failure in coaches and paying money to coaches and bringing another one in. It's just a blunder. So get him upstairs, talk to him, say, look, Tim, give us just a little change. We can win with these young guys, and you can mix in your veterans. And it would be because nobody can tell me this team is this bad. You were in the playoffs last year. You can't go from playoffs to just terrible with 2 new players on the team. I mean, you can even hide Kimber and Fournier. And to Andy's point, a new coach, I'm telling you, they would play better. They would definitely, if Tibbs changed, they would play better. I mean, it's not even that hard, man. But in the point of the case of the guy is talking about a pick and roll, think about this, guy. The development of Mitchell Robinson has been so key in a pick and roll. Think about top teams. The pick and rolls are usually ran with a center, not normally with Randall or a power forward. They ran with a center, a top-notch center. And that's how your pick and roll becomes. Now you guys gonna tell me you have Mitchell Robinson for 4 years. His average, 4 years, guys. His first year, 7 points, 8 rebounds. Year after that, 8.6 rebounds. Last year, 9 points, 8 rebounds. This year, 9.8 rebounds. That's coaching, guys. That's development. This guy's young himself. If we want to talk about Tibbs not playing youngsters, Mitch is young, actually. He really is. But the key of it is getting him in the gym, developing it. Man, Mitch is a rim protector. And to Andy's point also, one of his questions about 3 guys being taken off this team, and who would you start with? Who would you start with? Far as one thing about me is, I always felt that you have to have a foundation from the start. You have to build around something. And if you're just going to have the team that you have at hand right now, the best building block, and it might sound crazy to a lot of people, is Julius Randle, because he's guaranteeing to you getting something. You put other pieces around him and change that environment, the culture. I'm not so quick to say bringing enough coaches. I've been hard on Tibbs. I really have. And Tibbs is a damn good coach. But seriously, guys, is he doing the right things for the team? That's the key. I mean, there's no reason that it was like Eru always says, you gonna tell me that Cam can't play because he needs to deserve minutes? In my eyes, the best players play. You can teach them the system. The best players play, guys. And him saying things like they don't deserve time because they haven't put in the work. Cam didn't, and he just put up 30 some odd on the Bulls before he got traded to you guys. Come on, man. I mean, that little thing there can hold back a team a long, long time, man. And then what it does, it trickles down to the fans. And the fans now blaming the players. Well, when the real thing is, it's a mixture of things. You know, you got to have, first of all, you need that voice. You need a leader in the locker room. You need somebody that the other players are going to listen to. And you need somebody to stand up to Tibbs. That's what that is. Somebody needs to stand up to Tibbs. And Tibbs has always been half bully, you know, in his coaching ways. Butler stood up to Tibbs, guys. The Bulls stood up to Tibbs when they fired his ass. Somebody in that front office needs to stand up to Tibbs. And if you don't want to get rid of him, then you need to use him the best way you can. Make him change. Don't tell me nobody can't change. He can change, guys. He can change. When that front office, when that main man upstairs put him in that office, I bet he can change. And like I said, I mean, just looking at the overall view of the team, I mean, come on, man. Think about the joy of last year and what's going on now. If that's not 3,000% turnaround, I ain't never seen it. You know, and Tibbs can't be happy with none of this, guys, because this is his coaching career on the line out here. He lose this job, he's not getting hired nowhere else. I don't give a damn how good of a defensive coach he is. Nobody's gonna want him. I mean, look at what he's doing. I mean, what owner is gonna even think about bringing him in when he's almost toward his team? I mean, and another thing, the players are ready to quit on this guy, man, if he don't change. You can see it in their body language, man. You can see it in their body language. And then what makes it even harder on them is us as fans. We drag on them like crazy when they play like this. When a lot of times the play that's ran is called by Tibbs. It's called by Tibbs, guys. It's very rare that Randall grabs that ball and says, okay, we're going to run this play. No, it don't work like that. Tibbs is hardcore. He run a tight ship. And if you don't do what he say, you know what he'll do. He'll pull you. So all I'm going to say is this. Keep your head to the sky. Don't ever believe that the sky is falling when there's always a chance that something good can occur behind these things, man. Let's hope the front office can get up in Tibbs, man, and and change him a little bit. And if it needs to be made, then you make the change. But as far as the youngsters, young guys on this team, man, you got a good core. And as far as winning a championship within the next 5 years, be realistic. If you have to rebuild, then do it. But build it with a foundation, build it with a core. And then make your decision. And I'm not saying my decision to keep Randall as their foundation is right. But how many people want to start with Mitch? How many people want to start with RJ? I mean, think about it. If you start with RJ, you're going to have to spend a lot of money to get a top-notch center. You need a point guard. You don't, to me, in my eyes, you have a power forward that you can build at least. He can be a 2, 3. I don't see him as a 1. But in a good environment, he's a hell of a piece. So I know you want to go around, and I want to say thank you guys for having me on, man. And hey, man, this has been wonderful for me, man. I'm serious, guys, because I really try to give a positive perspective, from the other side to all of my podcasters that I speak with. And I know you guys are the fans, and you guys are passionate about your team, man. And I've been checking you guys, Ryan. I've been checking in with you in the chat for the longest, man.
Yes,
Andy,
sir.
I listen to you all the time, also. And hey, man, my conversation with Hebrew the other night was off the chain, baby. So hey, man, I want to say thank you guys. And if you need, I want to do this again, guys. I really do.
Yeah, no, definitely. Listen, when just so you know, Marvin, when it comes to our shows, right? Our Monday show, it's usually on Mondays. We do a weekly prediction show and a recap. So we normally don't have people on, but you're definitely welcome to be in the chat, chopping it up with us. And then on Wednesday, usually Wednesdays, but it could be Thursday. Like this week, it was Thursday when we go on Nothing But Knicks and do the NBA report. It's the same kind of thing. We're chopping it up about the NBA, and you're welcome to be in the chat, chopping it up with us, asking questions, whatever it is. But on Saturday is Saturday's freestyle. It's our Know the Ledge show. So if you want to come on and chop it up and talk, this is your time. I know you've been mentioning a phone line, but this is the next best thing, man. Until I can get a phone line, we can get you on this way, because I value your takes too. I think you're a really knowledgeable person. I still can't believe that you're so invested and interested in our Knicks, being that you're from Chicago and like the Bulls. So I appreciate that part of you. And you're very positive, man. Like there's two people in the Knicks community, and now you're the second one. So the first one is Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie is Mr. Positivity for us in the Knicks community. He always brings us to the right place. And when things are like, see, this is why this show is called Know the Ledge, because when you're ready to jump, that's what this show is for. And Jay Boogie usually helps us. He keeps us calm, right? But you that second person, you that second tier guy, man, that I think your words are very positive, Marvin, and continue to support us, man. We love to get you on talking and chopping it up with us. So yeah, man, every Saturday, you're welcome to come on and be a part of this and give us your takes and your opinions, because we value you.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Hey, man, and I want to say to Andy too, man. Listen, man, you give great takes. All of the guys give great takes, but I love Andy. He comes on, man. He comes up with these points, these questions he wants us to all, chime in on. And those are knowledgeable questions, man. And the fans listen and hear these things, man. And and far as what you were saying, as far as me being a Bulls fan, yes, I'm a Bulls fan, but that doesn't mean that I don't love basketball, and that doesn't mean that I want to. That doesn't mean I want to have a positive perspective from everybody. I'm not only here to toot my horn about nothing about my team. I feel for all the fans, man. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm so high because the Bulls are winning. Hell, we've been losing for 40 years too. It's been tough on me too. Guys. I mean, listen, I'm in a chat, man, in Chicago called Windy City Breeze. I told Eru about this the other night, and I really stress this, man, for the other fans. Step in and take a listen, man. Because if you think you're going through it, listen to other fans in other cities.
Right.
Man, it's tough out there. Like I told Eru, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, baby.
Right. When you said that, I was like, that's everything right there. That ain't a lie, bro.
Right. I'm telling you, man. I mean, if you think about it, man, and at the end of the day, be happy, man. Let's not get so crazy that we all blowed up and about ready to go out and fight and all this, man. This is we're supposed to enjoy this thing. Have your opinion about it. Be strong on your opinions. But all these crazy trade proposals, first of all, we all not GMs. You know that guy. But hang in there. Have trust in your front office. Now, I don't know about you guys having trust in too much up there in New York, but they're going to get it together. There's no way they're going to let Tom just take this team so far, man. I mean, enough's enough. Come on now.
Right.
Enough is enough. And again, in closing, man, I want to say, man, thanks a lot, guys. And I will be back next Saturday, man. And hey, man, Ron, I remember when I first checked you out, man, it wasn't that many people with you, man. You growing, and it's gonna grow, guys. And I'm telling you, man, just allowing me to come on shows the other fans that you care. I mean, to have an open voice. Yeah, man, just to have an open voice, man, from somebody from the other side, to see a different perspective of things, it enlightens everybody, man. It really does, man. And it's not about my team. It's about the issues at hand. And what's going on is things that are going on with the Knicks at this present time. Let's get them straight. Let's be respectful in our thoughts and carry on, man. And in closing, appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. A-Train is a new subscriber. Let's get it to 700. I appreciate you, A-Train. Thank you for subscribing. Definitely, we thank you for joining the team and tuning in to our content. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you. I want to say that I see there's a couple people that a couple names. AF Alum is in the chat. Appreciate you. Dro loves to hate. I don't know if I've seen you recently. I mean, maybe I have. I'm sorry, man. We're getting a little bit more subscribers, and some of the names kind of lose some of them. But if you haven't been here, thank you. And if you have, I appreciate you coming back. Chevion Productions is in the building. Julian Blum, what's going on? T. Williams, Justin Smith, Wacko in Brooklyn is in the building. And that's a great name, because it should be Wacko Knick fan, because that's what you got to be a Knick fan. You got to be Wacko. State of the New York Knicks podcast is in the building. I wish I would have got you on the show, bro. I know you might be at work or just taking some time. But yeah, I would have loved to have you on the show today as well, man. Today was action packed. Unfortunately, we had some other people that we hoped could have made it, but they couldn't make it because they're busy. They got stuff going on. But today was a really great show. Keith Turner, RD Barn, Dripmore in the building, Bogata, Pudge Nice. I think I mentioned Kareem Grant. What's going on, Kareem? Cully's in the building. Joseph Brent is in the building. Joseph, I don't know if I've seen your name. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Damian Dyson is in the building. MIG is in the building. Wesley Robinson, appreciate you. It's me. It's you. I'm glad you're here, man. It's me is here, folks. D Hall is in the building. What's going on? Wilson Dang, happy to see you, brother. This is a name I haven't seen, and cool names, man. Starlight Roller. All right, I see where you're going. Thank you for joining and tuning in. Sean Kearns is in the building. Yeah, Parrish Duggar, I saluted you, but I'm gonna salute you again, Parrish. Good to see you. Justin King, Long Island Sound 1 is in the building. Yeah, I think that's pretty much, Patty Brown.
Let's shout out Hinton. He's on on Legion of Knicks. He was on. I saw him. So
yeah, thank you. Hinton is great, man. I love seeing Hinton's takes. Hinton is kind of like he's real quiet. Then he hits you with a whole bunch of stuff. You're like, damn, Hinton was listening.
I reminded myself about Hinton calling out Cam Thomas being a great draft pick. And when the Nets drafted him, I was like, oh man, Hinton, I hope you're gonna be wrong. And after the last game versus the Nets, I was like, oh my god, Hinton, bro, you're right, man.
There's so many guys, Andy. This draft is going to be coming back to haunt the Knicks for years to come. But not just the Knicks, other teams. There's so many good players in this draft that it's going to take time for them to develop. And we're going to look back and we can say, wow, that draft was stacked.
Yeah,
it really was. It really is. Ad J is in the building. Alan Alford, what's going on? You know how I give it up for Alan Alford. He's a really, really cool guy. Appreciate you. Rich Boy's in the building. Kaiser Soze is in the building. Yeah, guys, we survived 100 people, and we hopefully will survive another Knicks season. So, yeah, thank you, as always. Michael Cambria, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, guys, so, I like to try to give as many people a shout-out as I can, but you get the gist of it. Thank you for tuning in. Always appreciate you. So, Andy, look at this. Boulevard. What's going on, Boulevard 73? Thank you for joining up. Jeremiah Hippolyte. What's good, Knicks fam? Yeah. I don't know if I've seen your name, Jeremiah. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, man. So yeah, as I've been saying, guys, we're trying to get to 700 subscribers by the end of February. So if you haven't already, click subscribe. And if it's obviously, I don't want you to just do something just because we want you to do it. We want you to enjoy the content. And if you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever we drop in new content, because we've got a lot going on. And in the future, as things, I think definitely once it starts getting warmer, you'll see us maybe do even more. We got some plans. We're hoping to do something where we go to MSG next month in March. Certain things that we got working on that we're cooking on. So definitely continue to support. Hey, Andy, what time is it there, by the way?
It's 25 minutes past 8. It's
okay,
6 hour difference.
It's not that bad. I'm not keeping you up late, so that's good. Anything going on? Any final words you got, brother?
Oh, I had a couple of questions, but we could.
Oh,
go
no.
Hours.
Go ahead.
No. Ron, I know
sure?
if I
I'm
ask
here.
these questions, but we're gonna be on for hours, and I gotta go, bathe my kids and stuff like that. So
I got you.
My wife get mad. Just for a shout out to Sim. We're gonna be tomorrow. Probably some daytime, probably like 2, maybe 3. For a short show because he was out a couple of days.
Right.
He was on a conference, something like that. So he wasn't online that much, but we're going to, be from tomorrow. We're going to be online and back with all the, regular scheduling shows and stuff like that. So, see us there. And listen, shout out to Marvin. Listen, one day he's going to tell us straight to our face, if the Knicks were better, I would be a Knicks fan. So he ain't that fond of the Knicks now. So
Julian Blum wants to know where are you from, Andy?
listen, I was born in New York, but I'm living from the age of 7 in Poland now, Eastern Europe. So like you're always joking around. Putin is knocking around Ukraine, and Poland is the next country here. So I hope you ain't gonna step over.
Damn, bro, damn, that's a long. You've been in Poland a long time.
Yeah, it was over 30 years. That's why my English is so crappy, man.
Man, we should have kept you in New York a little longer.
Yeah, should have told that to my pops.
Yeah. No, dude, you're great, man. Everybody loves Andy. That's gonna be. You need to work on a show on CBS. Everybody loves Andy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Tony, mentioned international Andy, so he calls me that way. But I have something in plans for the NBK. I'm trying to rile up, fans from Europe, and I'm trying to make a show. But I got like fans from 7 countries. I still lack like 2 countries that I would love to do, and then I'm gonna try to make a tour show. I'm gonna be talking with fans from Scotland, the UK, Germany, France, and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to introduce these European fans, which I don't see online on podcasts, a little bit more to this virtual world of the Knicks, right? They do podcasts or Twitter Spaces and stuff like that. I want them to come on camera like I did, and I understand that probably most of them are camera shy like I was at the beginning, but listen, you got to break the ices.
Right. Well, I mean, everybody appreciates your takes, Andy, because you are, I kind of say, like, similar to how I feel about stuff. You're level-headed. You're not too boisterous. You don't get too hot and bothered. I mean, the group chat you do, but
yeah. In the group chat, I'm the meme champ, man. I'm throwing out memes and gifs all around. So.
You guys should see Andy in the group chat, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, bro. But thank you once again, Andy. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who jumped on today. Stafford Don, DSJ D'Angelo, Steele Jr., my man John, brother in arms from Still Knick Fans, Marvin S's Perspective for coming on. Appreciate you. Uncle Freezy was in the building today. We had Eru from Die Hard Knicks podcast in the building. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. But if I did, listen, I'm 44, man. It's I get the old man vibes. It's starting to happen. This is my hot flashes time. This is what's going on. So yeah, thank you guys once again. I appreciate all of y'all. And hey, hopefully it's a good all-star weekend. Hopefully Obi wins the dunk competition, even though I think Jalen might have it. But hey, listen, if Obi wins, I'll be really happy. Hopefully the 3-point competition is good. Tomorrow's all-star game, if it's good for y'all, I hope you enjoy it. And then we get back to some Knick basketball. As I was trying to say before, I think Tibbs is a good coach. But because of the fact that I have issues with his rotations, I have issues with his in-game adjustments currently, and I think he has a thing about playing these young players. And I think that, unfortunately, we're not ready to win anything. And I don't think we'll be ready next year either. I think we got to play these young players to see what we got. Because if they're not it, we got to move on. We can bring in some other young players. We might not even have the right young players, but we'll never know if we don't see them. So that's my thought on it. That's my final takes. Definitely continue to support us, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. You could be doing anything on Saturday, but you spent about 3 hours here looking at us. So thank you. Andy, once again, appreciate you. And that's pretty much it, man. Let's go Knicks. Hopefully they decide to pick a direction and go with it. If it's the youth, go with the youth. Let's these last 20 some odd games, let's see what we got and go from there. It'll help us in the offseason. We'll be able to value our talent properly. We can either build with it or move on from it and use that to get some other pieces in here. And that's pretty much it, man. All right. Well, here's the outro. I'll check you guys next time, man. Thank you.